Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Lestrem, man. How are we doing today? It's good to see you. Back a little bit late, I must admit. I overslept today. I had a lie-in. I'm not gonna lie. I had a lie-in today. I'm taking the last couple of days of freedom easy. So I decided to have a little bit of a lie-in. Chilled with the dog. You know, we just lay in bed, chilled. It was nice. It was actually nice. But we're back at it. Enfield today, boys. I've been meaning to get back on. I've just been like swamped with other stuff, man. I've been needing to scratch the itch because you know, 1.2 has been brilliant so far, so we're going to try and finish it off today. Well, actually, we're going to finish it off before the game gets finished off because apparently, you know, it's over, guys. It's over. If you look at a Twitch tracker, it's done, man. It's done. You know, somebody write an email to FGO and all of the other games that are making millions each week and each month that are not getting... There's a threshold, right? It has to be around about what a particular group of people say the threshold is. If it's lower than that for a particular game, it's okay because there's circumstances. And if it's above that, then that's because the game's the best thing since sliced bread. And if every other game somehow is above that, it's bots and bullshit and adverts. And if it's below that, it's dead. So remember that, guys. Remember that when you're thinking about your games, okay? All right, remember that when you're thinking about your games. You've got to listen to a select group of retards on the internet. But yeah, it's over, guys. It's over, man. It's done for. We're here to witness the end, the twilight era of of Enfield because yeah, because a certain section of the Kurobots say so. I won't even say the Kurobots now. It's not even the Kurobots. You know, I think we've got to separate the Kurobots now, haven't we? From Saint and his idiot fucking viewers. Because, like, you've got Kurobots, right? Who can be particularly dented, just like any game audience, right? And then you've got Saint and his audience, which, like, make those guys look like PhD specialists, geniuses, in fact, you know what I mean? rocket scientist. So, you know, so yeah, we've got to start separating them now. You know, I think when you see some insane shit, you got to be like, actually, I don't even know if they're a Kurobot anymore. I think they're a Saint Viewer. Because you definitely got to separate the two. But how we doing anyway, chat? How we doing? I had a great stream yesterday. I really enjoyed streaming yesterday. I've got to admit, I think I'm rapidly becoming a Limbus Company fan. I genuinely am. Which is great. It's always great to find new games, right? You know, we started Arknights, became a massive fan of that. Now we've started Limbus, and I'm really, really becoming a fan of the game. It's been a blast so far. Yesterday, Canto 3 was brilliant. The ending was brilliant. Really enjoyed it. What a ride. And as a game that gets like kind of criticized for its combat by even massive fans of the game, I'm really enjoying the combat. Like it's been fun, man. Like I love like that feeling of it, you being in a failing position and being able to bring it back. Now, obviously, I know there's a bit of RNG in the combat, which I think kind of adds to some of the excitement, really, personally. Can be a frustration, I know it can. People have said, trust me, wait till you get shafted by it, which I'm sure is correct. But yeah, like being able to turn it around, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Obviously, I'm still sort of really scratching the surface at the moment, right? Not got into the depths, the deep parts and the nuances of kits and how they synergize with each other. I'm still learning like the basics at the moment. You know, just yesterday, just a little thing, like actually noticing that a lot of the attacks in some of those abnormality fights are like false attacks in a sense, because they're either playing a defensive skill or an evasion skill or something like that, which I didn't notice before. That's on me, right? But like seeing that and being like, oh, it opened up a whole new thing of like, okay, all right, okay, I can really start to protect the units that need protecting now and have a little bit more strategy to do it right, which you know, when that happens in a game, it's such a satisfying moment, isn't it? And yeah, that happened yesterday for me, for Limbus. So like the combat just shot up a level. So yeah, it was a lot of fun, and the Canto was brilliant as well. The Canto was really, really good. So I did upload a video earlier on. If you're using the stream, don't really need to watch it. You can go drop it a like though, give it a comment, which is always appreciated. But if you watch the stream, you saw what happened. I just kind of wanted to glaze a little bit, to be fair. Kind of wanted to glaze. But yeah, man, it's good to see you guys. Hopefully you're doing well. I look like I'm infected today because I burst a blood vessel in my eye. Don't know how I did it. I'm assuming it because I do suffer from hay fever now and again. And yesterday I had like a little sneezing bout before I got on stream. It didn't happen right away. I don't know if that was a thing, but like I was just looking through the VOD. You can see periodically through the VOD it gets worse and worse and worse. Because somebody gave me the stream yesterday. I was like, dude, what's the matter with your eye? I was like, I don't know, nothing the matter with me. But yeah, it's fucked up. I look like I've been shot in the eye. It's just like the entire one half of my eye pretty much is just blood red. So yeah, I look like I've got the rage virus or something from 28 days later. But not really bothering me. It feels a little bit gritty, but apparently that's normal. It can feel like full as well, your eyeball can, which obviously sounds weird. But yeah, I think it was all that ripping ass in Limbus yesterday, man. I got pink eye, like a major case of pink eye. But yeah, I feel fine. I feel fine. It's really common, right? I've never had it happen to myself. Like, I've had a red eye, like, you know, when you've rubbed your eye or something above the jar. I've had that in the past, like, I've never had anything like this. But, yeah, it's really common, apparently. But, yeah, so just got to wait for it to go away. It could take 1 to 3 weeks for it to, like, absorb back into the body. So I'm going to look like a bit of a... Yeah, let me show you. I don't know if you'll be able to see it properly, to be fair. If I look that way. Can you see? Sure you can. See, like the one side of my, does it affect my vision? Nah, that's what it says to look out for. Any pain, headaches, and vision changes, which I've got none of that, so I think it's all good. I woke up being able to see anyway today, so that was, at least a positive, I guess, right? I went to bed last night, I was like, well, it's been a good ride if I wake up blind in one eye tomorrow. It was good while it lasted. You became the red gaze in a literal sense, right? It's pretty visible. Yeah, it is, yeah. I didn't even notice, like, somebody had said in stream yesterday, like, what's the matter, you're right? I was like, I didn't even acknowledge the comment. I was like, oh. And then I came out to stream because Rosie hadn't long got back. She'd gone and got her nails done yesterday. And she was like, what's the matter with your eye? And I was like, what do you mean? She was like, it looks bad. I looked at them and I was like, oh, shit. Yeah? Yeah, it's quite visible. It is quite visible. Just blood-like, innit? Yeah, small blood vessels can burst easily. Yeah, it probably was from, like, sneezing, to be fair. Or I think shit can just happen, can't it? Sometimes shit can just happen. Falling apart, I guess. I'm falling apart. Oh. It is what it is, I guess, right? It is what it is. As I say, vision's fine. Or at least for now, anyway. Touch wood. We have no issues, but... yeah, I've got no... like I say, it's a little bit of feeling over grittiness, but... it's supposed to be normal, because obviously... the blood's... vessels burst, and that blood's, like... in... like, on the surface of your eye, right? So it's like, obviously, it's probably a bit of... not interocular pressure. Outerocular? I don't know, but you know what I mean. What's going on, Ends? He's unlocking his Sharingan, right? What's going on, Blue? That's what no gym and sugar does to man, right, dude? No gym, no sugar, have surgery, fall apart. I think it's a motto to anybody, guys. Don't have surgery. Never do it. Keep eating as much sugar as you possibly can. And go to the gym as well. So maybe somewhere that's balancing out. I don't know, you know? Maybe it's balancing out somewhere. But honestly, I feel fine though. I do feel fine. I'd say just a bit of a sort of gritty feeling there, but other than that, it's not like itching or, you know, I've had, you know, sometimes when you get something in your eye, I've had that feel a million times worse than how this feels now. It's just now and again, I'll turn my eye and I'm just like, oh, I can feel it. It's like, as well, it's not, you know, when you're conscious of something, it's like, I suppose it's like that, you know, when you feel like, I don't know, maybe you got a cut inside your mouth or something like that and you can't stop tonguing it, you know? It's one of those, or like, when you've had something like, I don't know, like a bump or a bruise or whatever it might be, and then somebody points it out, and then all of a sudden you're like aware of it, and you're like, is that hurting? Is that, I can't tell, is that pain? And I think if you're thinking that, then it's obviously not pain, because when something's painful, you don't have to guess, is that pain? So yeah, I think sometimes, you know, your body can play tricks on you, can't it? Like that, to be fair. Don't try to be healthy, you will die. Yeah, true. NRV, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. How's he going? I'm taking out to report back on the operating table. As long as he doesn't... yeah. Like I say, like, I haven't got the best vision in the world. I haven't got 20/20 vision or anything, like, you know, when I do that. If anything, I'd say the vision in my affected eye, my left eye, is better than my right eye, so I suppose I can look at that as a good margin, as well as a good metric. If it starts to look worse than that eye, then I know I'm cooked. But I would imagine after this, if it hasn't affected me within 24 to 48 hours, I would imagine it's just, you know, it's just a blood vessel, as I say. But for once, you know, like I say, it can't be that bad, because usually, you know, you might be like, oh, my finger hurts. Have a look on Google. Why does my finger hurt? Oh, you've got 4 weeks left to live. So at least this time when I searched it up, it was just like, blood vessel. It's super common. Don't worry about it. And I was like, fuck. Okay, for once, Google's not sentencing me to death, so I guess it should be okay then. You know? Cause, you know, Google's like, man, I've had a headache for a couple of hours. Yeah, you cooked, bro. You cooked, it's over. So, phantom pain is annoying. I need to just get it yanked, but I have a, what's that? Yeah, one of my back molars broke off in a few years ago. Couldn't stop touching it. Just broke again, same thing. Yeah. Rosie just had to go and have a emergency filling, actually. She'd had a filling years and years ago, but she was flossing the other day, and it fucking, like, half of the filling broke out. They've just given her a temporary one at the minute, 'cause she went for an emergency appointment. She's got to go back. I don't know when she's got to go back, actually, to have it, like, properly done. Have you experienced any of the side quests in 1.2? I found them quite... No, I did, like, the main bulk, you know, up to Neferif, and then, like, I haven't got anything since then. And so far, 1.2 has been brilliant for me. Been brilliant. Yeah, the classic WebMD result, right? Yeah, basically, it's over, bro. Start sorting out your funeral, right? No, wait, you still haven't finished the third part of the Enfield story? No, I haven't done the stuff with Zhuang. I haven't done anything with Fanky yet. But Google is always wrong with those old diagnoses. You know, it's going to be wrong in the other direction. True. You know, true. Yeah, I think it said, like, the time to worry is if you've got high blood pressure, which I don't. So that's, you know, because that can cause you to have, like, nosebleeds. I never suffer anything like that, so it's nothing like that. Well, as far as I'm aware. It could be from eye strain, you know? I was streaming for a long time yesterday. Could be that, I suppose. Could be. But yeah, it was like the time to maybe contact your doctor is if there's any vision change or if you're suffering from any significant pain in that area, which I'm not suffering from any of those. I didn't even notice it until Rosie pointed it out, so. Would Chroma go after people with teeth fillings? Sin of the flesh, eh? Yo, Tabas, what's going on? Welcome. He's a little clown on yeah, he was, I think he's put up a video. I haven't even watched it. People were just telling me about it yesterday in Discord, and he was doing his usual, you know, if it's not getting the same amount of views as Wua, it's dead. And if Wua isn't getting the right margin of views, there's reasons, there's circumstances. But if another game isn't doing it, it's because it's dead. But if it's above it, it's view bots or it's marketing. Yeah. The funny thing is, like, people believed it, right? People believed he was attempting to be objective. I think even his own audience don't anymore. I think they just go along with it because that's the kind of people they are, right? So it's like, I think dude's lost all ability to be taken serious anymore, I think, really. Like, even his attacks on people aren't taken serious now, you know what I mean? Which is actually a really funny thing to see from somebody who's, their whole thing is, let me stomp around, I'm the big bully, and people just go, alright bro, shut the fuck up, and just carry on with the day. It's kind of funny. It's even more funny than bothering arguing with him, you know what I mean? It's actually been quite funny to see that, to be fair. Even for some of Enfield's best OS, really? I mean, if you have a good healthcare that covers it, might as well get it looked at properly. Yeah, well, I'm in the UK, right? So we don't have to pay for anything like that. If I ever do have anything that I'm a little bit nervous or stressing about, I guess, I'll go through private, but I use the NHS. Like before, I was getting nut pain, you know? I was getting like nut pain, man. And I was like, dude, you know, because like testicular C, you know, is it's called a young man's problem, right? So you should. That's one thing I will say, guys. Always make sure you're checking your nuts. I know it's not a conversation you want to have at the start of a Gacha gaming stream, right? But make sure you do. Get yourself in the shower, get yourself in the bath, some warm water. Check your balls, man. You know, it's important. But yeah, I was having like, I don't know if it was a lot of it was phantom pain as well, right? Because I'd got myself worked up. But yeah, because I was like, I'd gone to the doctors and they were like, yeah, it's all good, you know, something feels like there might be something there, but it's probably just a cyst. And I was like, well, fuck, bro. Like, I want to know, you know what I mean? And I did get an ultrasound, and I was still really like, something don't feel right, you know? Like, say, something don't feel right, you should always, what's it? So then I just was like, fuck it, I'm paying to go private. And I went private, and yeah, it was just, it was, what's it called now? A hydrocele or something. That's what I think it's called. Basically, you get a bit of fluid on your nuts, and it can be from trauma. So I'll blame Rosie. Basically. No, I don't know where it's come from. Probably just, you know, might come from gym, bang myself or something like that. But it was all good. Yeah, check your nuts, man. Check your nuts. Commented. What's that? I haven't followed any rev charts. Since last time I commented on one of your vids, as usually can understand why a game is doing well or not, but people don't care. Yeah, it's all about one-up each other, right? The thing is, as well, for me, that's why I always try to make sure I set the precedent in those videos of like, look, if you take this too seriously, one, I think you're silly, even if it was correct, and two, we know they're not correct overall. Even on the games that are only mobile, only the ballpark measures, but when it comes to games that are on PC and console, you just can't get the you can't get a good number at all, can you? I joined in here, Balls Talk. Yo, BVM, what's going on? Yeah, for the older dudes, prostate as well, yeah. Well, they say now, really, if you're in your like mid to late 30s, really, especially if you've had that in the family, which I have, actually. My dad had it. It's not what ended my dad. Well, my dad ended himself. Well, we're going down a dark place. Sometimes it's good to talk about these stuff, though, right? But yeah. You've seen a lot of IS runs on my feed. Is it peak at the moment? I don't know. I just think a lot of people are getting into Arknights, right? I need to start doing IS runs. I mean, look at Limber's Steam numbers versus Twitch. Twitch will make it look dead, but exactly. Yeah, exactly. Perfect examples. Two right off the top of my head, because somebody shared one in Discord yesterday, that completely obliterate the dumbass Twitch tracker numbers and Google Trends, right? Olympus Company and fucking FGO. Those are two games, right? Limbus doesn't make the most insane money because it's really like actually like a game you don't have to spend a lot of money on, right? But the numbers of people playing it, ridiculous. And the devs have been public in saying they've made all the money they ever need to make off that game, really. So they're sitting pretty, right? Yesterday, there was 118 people watching it on Twitch. 28,000 people, or 27,000, something like that, 28,000 people playing it on Steam. You know, FGO, I think on FGO, I'm sure the picture that somebody put in Discord, there was like 30 people watching it on Twitch, or maybe less than that. And FGO has been making bank for a decade. You've only got to look at stuff like that to realise Twitch numbers mean fuck all. Now, are there certain games that do better to be watched than played? And can content have a part to play? Generating word of mouth? Of course it can. You know what I mean? Helldivers is a perfect example. Fortnite of games. Content help drive them as a business, right? But it's not the only factor. It's just not the only factor. And I think people who try and look at Twitch tracker, which is a microcosm of a part and a certain section of what can be classed as success. It's such a bad faith argument and such a intellectually dishonest argument as well. You know, again, when it comes to WoW, there's so much bad faith arguments thrown at other games. Like, look what people used Asmongold's words. Now, I don't know if I think it was a bad faith take from Asmongold actually, but it's not incorrect. If let me explain, because Asmon was talking about NTE. Story's shit. Look what I can do in WoW. I'm having a mech fight, and it's like not untrue, right? And if you're gonna play both games, that's the direct comparison you've got, right? But it's the same as the people who continually... Now, you can argue the problems of Enfield's story, but to compare it to year 6 and 7 of Arknights, it's not fair. It's like comparing WoW in its, second, third year, whatever it is now, to NTE's, launch month. It's just not fair. Now, does that mean NTE will ever get there? No. It might get worse and worse and worse, right? But I think what you need to do is look at WoW on launch, and look at NTE on launch, and look at Enfield on launch, and look at Genshin on launch, and then compare them like that. And do you know what you'll probably find? All probably somewhat comparable, right? I think most gacha games suffer from the 1.0 syndrome. Do you know what I mean? Like, the 1.0 syndrome. And I'm not a fan of when people go, well, this game's doing better things than this game. And it's like, what patch you on? Well, 3.2. What patch is this on? 1.0. Well, that's all you need to hear, right? It doesn't mean they're wrong, but I just think it's like, if you're going to do that, that's like, I don't know, that's like comparing the metrics of somebody working in an office who's been there for 5 years and the dude who just started, and be like, well, you ain't doing Dave's numbers. It's like, bro, fuck, man. I ain't even been here fucking 6 months yet. Like, come on. You know what I mean? So, yeah, same here, Blue. Same here. I'll admit it's a bit of slop content to do each month, right? The easy video. Easy video. It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to just poke at people who do take it seriously as well. That's the way I look at it. You know what's one thing also missing on that site? All the money the studios make out of merch. Exactly, yeah. Another thing that's missing when we take in revenue into account, which nobody ever talks about, is overheads, right? Two people, like, just look at it outside of business. Look at it as two individuals, right? You've got two men on $80,000 a year, right? They're both earning $80,000. Who's better off? Well, who knows, right? One dude might have 5 kids. One dude might be single, living in a cheap part of town, has no debts. The other one's got crippling debt, a wife, 5 kids, an insane mortgage, car payments. And then it's like, you know, and that's the thing that people love to forget when it comes to businesses. you know, 15 million from one developer could be a lot less profit than another developer making 2 million. Do you know what I mean? Like, they could be raking in 1.5 million profit every single month, and they might be barely scratching even, depending on overheads. Now, to be fair, most companies, apart from like the giants like Hoyo, probably don't have those sort of overheads outside of marketing runs, at least. Anyway, you know, your majority of companies' costs are wages, aren't they? Which, you know, a lot of these companies are usually sitting between, what, about 200 to 400 employees. Most of them, well, not most of them, should I say, probably the majority of the upper end. Then you've probably got like Hoyo. Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if Hoyo are employing potentially a couple of thousand of people, maybe even more. I should imagine each dev team's got anywhere between 100 to 400 or 500 people working on them, maybe. And then, you know, the different branches and marketing teams and stuff like. Or did I say 6, 7? Did I? My bad. My bad. Apologies. Apologies. Remember those 5 Terra Fantasy players bankrolled NTE? Yeah, 1.0 is usually rough, and most games take roughly a year to really settle them. Exactly, yeah, exactly. I agree. Look at Women's 1.0. It was a bit rough, right? Poor story pacing, terrible voice acting. You know, the gameplay was fucking good, right? But performance issues, still has performance issues to this day. You know, a lot of people had issues with 1.0 of Enfield as well, and fair issues. But let's not pretend that 1.0 wasn't a massive improvement, because I think it was. You might not be a fan of Enfield, but it was definite improvement. Seen it with most games, like look at Arknights, you know, considered one of the best story gachas out there now. A lot of people also think, you know, chapter 1 and 2, 3 and 4 actually even was a little bit wobbly. Merch is also a big factor, not just the revenue to get from games. Exactly, yeah, exactly. What I said, I give Enfield some leeway in the story I just started. Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't think it'll ever get to the qualities of something like Arknights, or maybe even something like Limbers, because I think the way they're done just allows them to do so much more. That doesn't mean it can't sometimes maybe, you know, punch with them and then drop off. We'll have to see. But, you know, the run up to Nefer, I thought it was brilliant. And from a cinematic production point, up there with the best. Right, up there with the best. Also, Enfield is bringing developed since AK. Did your company help build a nuclear reactor? That's up management, right? I must have hit the thousands easily. Yeah, I'd imagine so. Yeah, I'd imagine so. We have reported over 5,000 employees in 2022, apparently. Yeah, probably that makes about sense when you think about it. They've got what, 4 games in live service right now. If you're taking, actually they've got 5, right? Is Tears still in service? You got what? Impact, Star Rail, Genshin, ZZZ, you know? So that's 4 games there. Probably Impact's probably not got many employees, but I imagine the other 3 have got at least between 200 to 500. So that's like 1,000 to potentially 1,500 employees right there. And then you've got the other games they're developing as well. Marketing, you know, they've got multiple branches around the world, haven't they, as well? So, yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all. I think NTE had 400 people developing it, right? Now, typically, development, you see a swell, and then post-launch, you tend to see a bit of a dip down in the gaming industry. So, you know, it ebbs and flows as well, doesn't it? I like the factory event they did in the recent patch. Hope we get more of it. That's cool, though. I haven't tried it, yeah. People are expecting same high expectation to every game. Well, the dev is different. People are having fun with a different game. Or the trash talk every other game. Do you know one thing we've forgot in this space? Just have fun with the games. You know, when you stop having fun with the games. And I'm not saying you can't critique them, and you can't have a bit of banter. That's silly to say. Like, it's fun sometimes, right? But, yeah, people attach fun to generosity and gacha systems in these games now. Is that important? Yeah. Depending on how the game's set up and free-to-play experience. Of course, that's important, and it can impact the fun if it's not done well, right? But, yeah, man. And don't get me wrong, I've been guilty of this, and I will be as well. If I see games doing shit stuff, I'll call it out. It still doesn't mean you can't enjoy it, right? You can have a game with the worst gacha system in the world, but it can still be fun. It can still be fun. But, like, nowadays, if you enjoy a game that's got a bad gacha system, apparently you're just retarded. Which is, it's just funny to me. It's just funny to me. I heard Hypergryph has 1,000 employees. Wouldn't surprise me. You got Arknights and Enfield now. You've got X Asterisk, which I'm sure has got a skeleton dev crew, team now. But you know, I know, yeah, Mike are going in insane levels, right? I've actually been I've reinstalled Girls Frontline 2. I'm just playing through it. Like, I'm early on in Girls Frontline 2, but I'm having fun with it again. Fucking cooking gacha game. It's good faith criticism. Exactly, yeah. Criticism's important, right? It's important. But we have to accept that, like, in this space, there is incredible bad faith actors who, man, a lot of them are not even in it for the bag. But, like, you know, especially with some, it's clear, right? And I ain't even got an issue with people being in it for the bag. It's just funny when I see people who say others are in it for the bag, and then they go and get Facebook game sponsors. That's funny. You know, you're a shill if you're sponsored by NTE. You're a shill if you're sponsored by Enfield. But if you get Heroes of History, you're a real true guy, you know? No lies here. No ad reads here, you know? All my homies love Heroes of History. Let's get your game going. True and real. FGO, yeah. That's what we were just using. FGO as an example of why Twitch tracker is just a stupid metric to talk about how popular a gacha game is. Because, like, that game, I'm sure yesterday had, like, 20 people watching, and it's been making bank for a decade. So it's like, by that metric, FGO should have ended a service 10 years ago, right? Sadly, good faith critique got used. Yeah, that's a problem as well, isn't it? That's a problem, you know. And you see a lot of that in, well, you probably see it everywhere, but you definitely see a lot of that used by Twitter, right? Especially when it comes to Kuro. Like, somebody will voice their opinion on a game, and then a bunch of people will retweet that opinion, upload that opinion, and be like, look, even they say this game shit. You should think it's shit. It's shit. It's dying, and it's just like it's a weird thing to see. It's not surprising, because if you've been around the internet for a while, it's not a new thing, right? But it's a weird thing. It is a weird thing, and it's bad for the space. It is. I think it's bad for the space. I don't think in any way it really benefits the space. It only benefits the people who profit off it, really, because it makes the space toxic. It creates division. And yet it doesn't even make the games more money. You know, sometimes bad news can attract attention and make things, like, more popular, right? The toxicity that we have in the gacha space sometimes, and the insane tribalism from, oh man, I've got to be honest, man, the only sort of tribalism I see nowadays, it's insane. Like, honestly, I think most, like, I might be, talking out my arse here, because I don't go around looking for everybody, right? Thank's just the most vocal one, and I'm that other dude as well. I think his name was Gacha DG2 or something, who just parrots Saints views. I ain't saying that there wasn't people who was on the other side, and probably are to a degree, but, like, when I think of, like, tribalism, that's the main person I tend to see doing it right, you know. I think everybody else, like, plays the game to a degree sometimes, but I don't know if they'd lean into it so much. So I'm sure we're probably all guilty of it sometimes subconsciously, right? We might say. So I think Marco Meatball did it a little bit. Love Marco to death. I do. I think he's a great content creator. And I think it was genuinely subconscious. He wasn't actively trying to engage in it, but he just made a tweet talking about how much he likes Wua, and how it only really needs to compete with itself. But, like, the way he worded it, it was almost as if he was saying Wua's that good that the gacha space doesn't even compete with it anymore. It only really needs to compete with itself and real games. And sometimes I think we do that, right? Where we might say something, and on reflection, it's like, actually, shit, that might come across like that. Because I don't think he was actively engaging in it. I think it was more of a subconscious way, you know. And sometimes just tweeting too much can get you into hot water, because we all say dumb shit, don't we? You know. And I just want to say that, obviously, I really like Marco, and I don't think he's a tribalist at all. I just think sometimes it can come across like that, right? Funny thing is, these Twitter warriors also hate PGR often. I think, to be fair, some of the... part of the Wua community, right, which is, it's one of the reasons why I harp on it the most, because it's more of a hypocritical standpoint, and it may be because some of them are from the old Hoyo space, is that what you tend to have in the Wua space is that initially it was that, oh, we're the ones under attack all the time, our game's always getting doom posted, so we have to put on our armor and shield and go defend our favorite game. And they're now the ones that are those people that they said they were fighting against. Do you know what I mean? That part, and it's a small part of the community, and people like saying, well, I'm here to defend this game because it's always getting shit on, but have now become that to other games, are constantly doom posting them when they launch for whatever reason, right? And it doesn't mean that some of the things they say aren't valid, but it's just like, you know, you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain, and I think that's what's happened to small parts of the vocal minority within the Wua community. Wua doesn't need defending like it used to, you know, because it's its own entity that's doing fucking well. It really doesn't. So I think because they've had their mind set to, I've always got to be on defense or to counter-attack mode, they can't bring themselves out of it now, so they're just like, right, fuck, let's just go attack other games. Which I find a really interesting thing. It's been fascinating to watch. And again, when I say the Wua community, we have to understand it's a minority. It really is. It really is. It shouldn't have to be said, but sometimes I get comments where people are like, bro, it's not the entire Wua community. So of course, but it's a bit annoying every single time saying it's only a very little, you know, I think that's obvious, right? If we've got critical thinking, you would know that. You know, it's just been fascinating to watch them go from being defensive, from getting attacked, to being the ones doing the attacking. It's you know, you could argue, was it parts of the toxic Oyo community that have then come over to Wua and are now just perpetuating that, or did they just, you know, become that themselves? I'd say probably a bit of both, right? Probably a bit of both. Yo, what's up, BS? I could argue there seems to be a growing number of AK versus AKE tribalism and how people feel about their entitled expectations. I wouldn't say there's not some of that, yeah. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Yo, easy. Marco does not engage in that shit we talk about. There's no tribal in any sort. Sky likes Rui's vibe. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think we can do it subconsciously though sometimes, can't we? Because of the way the conversations in the space are. You're just thinking, man, yo, Wua only needs to compete with itself. No, it doesn't really even need to look at this and that. But like, within the greater scope, it looks like it, right? And you can sort of, you're engaging with it then, aren't you? Because everybody jumps on it going, oh, look at him here. You know what I mean? That's why I said, meant to make sure that, like, you know, I think it was definitely a subconscious thing, or that wasn't his plan to be like, you know what, let me just say how much better Wua is and all these other games. I don't think Marco's like that at all. Marco's just a gamer, man. You know what I mean? Dude's too grown for that shit. Title fucking clowning a little bit, yeah. I don't know why people think Zhuang is a Sentinel level resonator while Sui Proxy exists. From my viewpoint, Marco is close to casual tourists anyway. I don't think he did. I don't think he did at all. If he came across that I was saying that I think he was trying to be tribalistic consciously, I want people to understand that I'm not saying that. Again, I really like Marco, and I don't think he would purposefully engage in that. I just said that sometimes I think when we tweet a lot, you can just end up saying stuff sometimes, even if you don't mean it, that can look a certain way, especially if you put it into context with conversations as well, right? You know, I suppose that's what I'm saying. Still like the saying, Genshin is good game, but it's not perfect. I think that's the same for everything, right? Santonta saying Zhuang Fangyi is a... Did he say that? Did he say that? I don't know why people think Zhuang is a Sentinel level resonator when Sui Proxy exists. Many people think, like saying, think she's godly being, or she's just a special person. Well, there's a lot of people that don't understand the game, do they? You know, it's because when it comes to Wua and that part of the Wua community, everybody's thinking about Wua when they make decisions, right? And so it's like, well, you can't have come up with that. You've obviously copied that, or you're replicating what Wua does, which, as I say, it's fascinating to look at, because they were the people that were vehemently defending Wua from those accusations from Genshin. Do you know what I mean? It's like we've come full circle. That part of the Wua community is now the Neo Genshin community in a sense, whether they like it or not. You know what I mean? And I don't mean obviously the Genshin community as a whole. I mean like the more toxic elements of it. I don't know why people. Oh yeah, I just read that. People are primed to think tribalistic. Yeah. Well, it is a natural thing in human beings as well, right? It's caused issues in the past, but in our primitive forms, it's saved us, right? You know, groupthink can be a massive negative, but it's also a thing that was built into our DNA to keep ourselves alive when we were, you know, fighting fucking saber-toothed tigers and stuff, and the years after that. Our toxic players on Genshin community already moved to Woo community. Oh, you know what? It's hard to argue against it, right? There's no evidence, but it's hard to argue against it, right? Well, when you think about it, people talk about Saint, right? Apparently, I don't know how true this is, but from the people I was talking about, you know, when I did that interview and I got information, apparently he used to have a Genshin channel, so, you know, it's like, I don't know how true that is. I've not seen any clips or videos of it, but that's what I've been told. As long as people are deep attached into a game and attack on it, we'll consider as attacking them. Exactly, yeah, exactly. People put too much of their personality into these games, don't they? To be honest, tribalism is dumb. You like the game, good for you. You don't like it, don't play it, don't push yourself. Yeah. I think it's a natural instinct that crosses over into retardation sometimes when it comes to video games, right? People can't separate them. That's a problem, Firefly. You're a human being that can be like, okay, this is dumb. You know, some people can't do that though, can they? Some people can't do that. Because they literally sit there seething like, oh my god, I've got to say something, you know. So, your camera's too high quality. Holy shit, is he? It's Sony. Fuck it. Is A1500 or A500 or some shit like that? Like a proper camera. Like it's not like a webcam. I got it linked with Elgato cam link. NTE kind of implies that other games are doing nothing. This game could really benefit from, you know. You saw that from that. What was that? About him having another channel. They're saying do post NTE because of AI classic virtue signaling. Well, this is the thing, right? I was talking about this in my Discord yesterday. I do think some of the stuff they've used in NTE's trash because it looks trash. But it's where you cut off what is generative AI, right? Because the tools that Tencent have created in Voice Viz are considered in the marketplace generative tools, right? They're just used for different things. Now, a lot of the time they're more efficiency-based, but they're still generative, right? It's like, you can have, I suppose you can go into a thing then of like, a philosophical argument of like, well, what's the semantics in where something becomes generative and it's not generative, when technically they're all generative to a degree? When does it become a tool of efficiency? When does it become a tool of replacement? Because I see some people, their argument is, well, as long as it's not music and art, I don't mind. But then it's like, why? Why though? Is it because artists' jobs mean more than a pipeline worker's job within a company? And what I mean by a pipeline worker, I mean by somebody who'll be the person connecting two departments together in terms of an animator to this particular department, or something where AI is starting to take those roles now, those intermediate roles and stuff. It's an interesting conversation, I think, which I think people have drawn lines now of if it's images, art, and music, bad. If it's tools help develop a game, then good. And I'm not saying there isn't a difference, because there is. But it's just like, do you know what I mean? I think it's an interesting conversation to have. Like, Woo community in the global space is by far the most toxic. Makes me wonder what about the game has attracted them so disproportionately and avoid that game like the plague. See, like, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. The majority of the Woo space is chill as fuck. It's just they've got a really loud vocal minority, and they're like distasteful, right? There are people that claim that Genshin was the first game apart from the League that Saint played, as why he has so much skewed perspective on games in general. Yeah, like I must admit, in the gacha space, and this isn't just Woo people, I'm just saying, I do think when you listen to some people talk in the gacha space, it's clear that they don't or haven't played other games much. Apart from maybe a few titles, because the way they talk about systems, game design, and elements of games, it's like, it's kind of clear that, like, and it's fine to be a person who's only really ever experienced mobile games and gacha games, because some people, that's all they've got, right? But like, when people are using it as bases for arguments and stuff, it's like, yeah, it's kind of obvious, and it doesn't even mean they're wrong either. It's just, it's kind of obvious where their points are coming from and the stances it takes. Like, yeah, your 90% of your experience has been gacha games, and it's been a small part of the gacha space as well, in terms of like Genshin, Wua, Hot Star Rail. You know, you haven't even played the other sub-genres of the genre, if you will. I talked to Saint Fangs back in 2024. They said the same, that he used to play horror games, didn't get sponsored, and basically went to Wua. Oh, really? Okay, so interesting. They said they wouldn't use AI for core assets, but who decides what? Exactly, yeah, that's what I mean. It's an interesting conversation for me, you know, like, because if AI is making game development more efficient, right, inevitably that means that some people are going to lose their jobs, because to make something more efficient, it's a program doing a person's job quicker, or potentially two people working on something, or somebody facilitating the linkage of two departments together. Now an AI does it, you know what I mean? It's like, it fascinates me, because it's like, when it comes to people's jobs, I think the reason is because, and I don't blame people for it, because most people's experience with AI at the minute is image and video generation, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? So it's like, when people think of AI, they think of fucking goofy videos on the internet, or trashy looking images. You know what I mean? So like, it's not even something that I can blame people for. I just think it's an interesting conversation. Nah, I fucked it up, dude. Well, I don't know. Like, look, I think I burst a blood vessel yesterday. Maybe Limbus was too much for me. Yeah, I think it might have been from sneezing. You know, my message got split up, yeah, too much. Why? Oh, did it? My bad. Emphasis on might. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Where is a motherfucker that deserves all the praise, right? Yeah. We've had procedural textures and shaders for decades now. Yeah, and like I say, I'm not the person here to tell you what is right and wrong. I try not to get into those arguments too much, right? Because one, I'm not always educated on the process. It's easy to look when artists are being replaced. I think that's why it's such an easy conversation to go to. Again, this is why I don't judge people about it, because it's easy to say, well, if you create artwork with Gen AI, somebody's not going to be doing that artwork, right? I don't have the knowledge of game development to that degree to go, okay, is that tool going to impact jobs inevitably? You know, because with AI, you've got two things really that are like, I guess, moral implications, and there's the environmental argument that people make, and the jobs argument. The idea of like the philosophical argument around, is it soulless? That's a different argument, really. It's not so much a moral thing. It's more of a, for me, it's more of a philosophical quandary of like, can something that's not human implement soul into artwork? And I think most people are probably leaning to probably not, right? But yeah, it's just interesting to see where some people have drawn a line of like, it's all right now. I don't care about that. Because I've seen people arguing it on Twitter where like, when people have come back and explained where other games are using tools, I'm like, I don't care as long as it's not music and game and artwork. It doesn't bother me. And it's like, I just, you know, it's just kind of interesting. It's like, you got to be careful sometimes when you jump on your soapbox, right? Not to say you're wrong. You got to be careful in potentially putting yourself in a bit of a hypocritical position, right? That's why I don't do it. I have a lot of viewpoints on things, but I tend not to get out here spouting about it, because, you know, it can easily make yourself look like a twat, can't you? I make the distinction that generative AI is shit, it's lazy derivative, and it's yeah, I don't think you'd make many. No, I think sometimes some AI stuff can look cool, but I think you're right. It is generative. It is, you could argue it's shit, right? It definitely is derivative for sure, and I think you're right. It is soulless, because to implement soul into something, you kind of have to experience things as a conscious being, right? In terms of being human, which an AI can never do that. It can just kind of hallucinate what that experience is, and we know it can't do that at the minute. You know, so yeah, you're not wrong. Honest use of AI so blatantly kind of poison the experience, you end up seeing it everywhere, even when it isn't there. I admit it, they've gone too far. Like, for me, when it comes to with NTE, now I don't know of what's still in the game and what's not in the game because I haven't looked that much. But some of the clips I've seen, it's like, yeah, it's not great, right? It's not great. It's like you could have just had an artist do that. Like it would have looked better. But I suppose, you know, the business person would be like, well, it was cheaper, but that doesn't justify it right at the same time. And Zeno, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Thank you, Tulip. Thank you. I'm just catching up with chat here. As long as the AI generated thing is at the final product, it's fine in my opinion. That's what I say. Like, that's what I think. I do think it's an interesting conversation to have sometimes. The reason I don't get into it too much, because I don't know if it somewhat has become politicized to a degree, but at the same time, it's a hot topic, and some people feel really strongly about it, and that's fine. It's just one of those things. It's almost talking about AI sometimes, almost like getting into conversations about politics. It's just like, it feels like it don't matter what position you take, there'll be a lot of people mad at you. And sometimes to me, it's just like, is it not worthy? I do think sometimes about having like a bit more of a deeper conversation, not about the specific AI in itself, but talking about like what we've sort of been talking about here, but trying to go into it a little bit deeper and stuff. But yeah, it just ain't worthy. Just ain't worthy for me. The issue with Gen AI is where does the training data come from? It's stolen, used without permission. Well, this is the same thing. Now, the thing with Gen AI, the tools like Motion Blink, the Voice Viz use, which Tencent make, which over 100 companies are using, including Kuro, are considered generative AI tools. They use recursive and iterative prompts. So they do take from stuff, and that's probably real people's code. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, is it okay to use data from a person's face and their art? Or is that not okay? But is it okay to take from a person's body of work? You know, it's I suppose it's where you fall with that, right? You know what I mean? Because if you're using it to create a cutscene in a game, or potentially rig a character, or animate a character, or skin a character, it's not just making that up from the ether. It's pulling from a body of work, because that's what AI does, right? It snapshots work, and then it accumulates it and puts it together, and it regurgitates it, doesn't it? You know what I mean? If you choose productivity, scheduling, spreadsheets, general optimization, I think it's okay, but when it bleeds into creative space, it's what becomes an issue. Yeah, I suppose so. Again, even if it's not in a creative space, if it starts to take meaningful jobs, is that a problem then? You know, it's like, there's that argument here, you go back to things like the industrialization of food, right? A lot of people are against it because it costs a lot of jobs and stuff, didn't it? It's like when you get into that conversation then of like, where do we draw the line? You know, where do we protect jobs and stuff as well, right? You know what I mean? Pod has a history of stealing assets from other games. Not surprising the NTE is filled to the brim with AI that smells like a train on stolen data. Yo, Ken, what's up, dude? Welcome to the stream. Real artists copyright using it without permission for anything is breaking the law. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But it's hard to prove, isn't it? When well, there's code that's patented as well. There's code that's patented as well, and patented code gets leaked as well, doesn't it? You can't tell me, I don't know, is that AI dragging leaked patented code to introduce into it, you know? And again, at the end of the day, again, for me, it's less about stuff like that, although that is important. It's like, when a lot of people talk about the creative process, it's about artists, right? Is an artist's job more important than a particular part of a software engineer's job that's getting ate up by AI, or a translator's job? I watched a video the other day from a woman. Her job's been replaced by AI now. She's a translator. Do you know what I mean? It's like, is her job less important than a person who draws art or paints images or creates that sort of work for games and stuff? You know, it's just as I say, it's complex. But it feels like at the minute, around NTE, there's a distinction being drawn. Using AI for art and music, bad. Everything else, good. You know? And again, I'm not saying that's a wrong distinction to even have. I just think it's interesting that we've already, we've got the lines, what's considered generative, even though these other tools are generative. But, because when people think Gen AI, they think art, don't they? Art and music. Everything else is just tools. You know, but there's a lot of generative AI systems now being brought into other aspects of creative work, right? Because at the end of the day, games are creative work. You could argue, you know, that dude who's there coding, that's a creative process, isn't it? You know, who decides what jobs are meaningful? Exactly right. Exactly. It's where like I think we're in an interesting quandary, right? And this is why we do need protections, don't we, regarding AI? Because there's an argument as well. You can have this argument, right? You can go, okay, this person's job's important, but is the process of a better outcome more important? Let's talk about like healthcare, right? There's potentially places for AI within healthcare, for one, to make processes more efficient, and two, like I think now they're using it for things like skin cancer and stuff, aren't they? Right, like they take photos and it gets compared through AI, and they can start to see when there's issues coming up faster than a human can. Is that something that's worth more than a job? Now, it's not going to remove the job of a doctor, right? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, at points, there's going to be certain things that are going to replace somebody's job, but is the better outcome more important than the job? Again, it depends on the field of work, right? I think we probably would all argue that better outcomes to disease control probably is a little bit more important than a few jobs. Then again, some people might see it a bit differently, right? I think it's it's an interesting conversation, right? It is an interesting conversation. I think I brought up with NTEs that we're really taking jobs away from doing the in the universe ads and TV shows. I just don't believe they had artists specifically just for that. Well, yeah, they never employed them, did they? I think that's the thing. I think they never employed those people. Really, I don't think there was ever a job to lose. You know, they just don't know. They were just like, yeah, don't bother applying here, bro. You know, we got that covered. Old fucking, what's it over here? Fucking, I don't know. Fucking Gemini Banana or something. Yeah, we employed him 6 months ago, man. Doing a bang up job as well. Don't even have to pay him either. No sick days. No fucking lunch breaks. Bro's banging out the work. You like in radiology? Yeah. Patent and copyright are not the same. It's about the rules for thee, but not for me behaviour of AI companies. Patent and copyright are not the same, no, but they're both legal protections, right? You know, they're legal protections for work. You know what I mean? There's different facilities that empower them, and outcomes can be different, but there's still similar mechanisms that are used to protect either a corporate entity or a private entity. BS, that's what I'm saying. Like, is it okay to just rip patents, but not okay to rip copyright? You know what I mean? Both corporations and individuals involve themselves in these things, right? And I think I would argue, to a degree, some of it needs protecting, right? But then not all the while. You know, there's definitely some issues with like the digital, the Millennium Digital Copyright Act and stuff like that, and the way companies abuse copyright and hoard copyrighted materials and potential patents as well. Like, you know, this is why, again, for me, it's never just as simple as going, this is the right answer. You know what I mean? And I genuinely do believe, and this doesn't mean these people are wrong, I do believe there's a lot of grandstanding in the space at the moment. I honestly do, because I've seen people on Twitter and then the responses to the other usage of AI, and then they're just like, that don't matter, that's fine, it's just like, it's interesting. For me, I think, like, if he was going to be so vehemently against the loss of jobs and environmental impact, then you gotta kind of lump it all into it to some point. Not as someone's obviously going to use a lot more, you know, like typically video creation uses a lot more energy, doesn't it? You know what I mean? It's like saying, and again, I'm no expert on this stuff. I'm not trying to be here to, and I'm not here to tell you what's right or wrong either. I just want to get that clear. I'm not saying you're wrong for thinking fuck it when it comes to art, but it's okay when it comes to other stuff. Again, I just think it's an interesting conversation to have, right? I'm not the man drawing the line in the sand, because there's people much smarter than me, and I think as well, it's not even about intelligence factors here. I think this is a thing we have to come together as it's an important thing for humans to come to a consensus with, isn't it? I think it's going to become even more important over the coming years, because look at the speed and the rapidity in which the evolution of AI is taking, right? Who knows where we're going to be in a decade and how important it's going to be? Do you know what I mean? You know, you and AI saved my brother because he could find something doctors couldn't. Exactly right. You know, you and your brother and your family would argue, I would happily have somebody be on the dole, you know, i.e. out of work, to have my brother fucking saved, right? And that's a fucking normal thing that every single person would say, yeah, fuck his work, I don't care, my brother's safe. You know, I say it's You know, AI assistive is perfect. Being a replacement is the issue. Yeah, yeah. Like I say, it's the argue of where does assistive and replacement stop? You know, something that's assistive now, does it replace in 1 to 2 years, in 3 to 5 years? You know what I mean? Because like a lot of the assistant tools that people are okay with now are pipeline stuff, but eventually surely that's going to replace people who would have been doing that role, you know? Or, yeah, fair enough, it might be just, okay, this person doesn't have to spend 60 hours a week on one thing, they can spend 60 hours a week on other things that make it more efficient, you know, but like it could have been another intermediate role. I don't know. Again, I don't work in the industry, right, so I can't say for a fact, right? But again, like I say, I watched a video the other day. A woman literally lost her job. She's been a translator for something like 18, 20 odd years, something like that, maybe even longer. And her job's gone now because AI, or people's only, like, it's not their only care. You can care about multiple things. Two things can be true at the same time, but you only ever hear about the artist, right? And I think that's because we like games. And in the gaming space, you're going to find people who are... I think we enjoy the creative process of games, don't we? And we're in and around creative people by just the virtue of playing video games. So, of course, it's going to be a bit more of a focus in the space as well. Again, I'm not shitting on the people who have that opinion. I just want to get that out there. Because I don't think this is just a simple conversation of the, well, this is okay, that's bad. Because the AI tools are just going to be so varied and different now, aren't they, going forward? It's just, it's a really, it's going to be weird, man. Humanity is changing, you know what I mean? Also, I feel like AI threw an interesting wrench in the copyright conversation because I could have sworn a few years ago everyone was anti-copyright laws, and as they are now. It does. This is where I look at it, Ken. I'm fascinated by the conversations, even though I'm not even, like, sometimes taking an angle. I'm just like, that's interesting. That seems to have, like... Yeah, and that's normal, isn't it? Right, people change their opinions and stuff, but it's you know, it's interesting. Like, yeah, a lot of times people was anti-copyright and now have become staunchly copyright. But the banker can't take my job or my work, but, you know... I'd rather have that AI work in tandem with people in all aspects. Both parties can be susceptible to errors. Exactly. And I think that's probably where we want to be, right? Sometimes you can't replace the human eye to a degree, can you? And what I don't mean by in the aspect of seeing something physical, you know, the human experience to really be like, something doesn't feel right here. The creative process as well, you know, work aspects, whether it's a physical job, whatever it might be, a laborious job. I agree, casual. I think that's where we're going to end up, right? Because I think at the end of the day, people keep talking about the AI bubble bursting. It might. We might see loads of companies disappear. The tools are there now, though. They're going to be used in ways that I think are just going to change humanity. They are, right, to a much greater degree than what we're seeing now. Dying in coal mines to pair AI, data centers generate brain rot for foot. Yeah, you know, yeah, you're not wrong. As long as we need job for supply, but we can't let them replace our job. I think I thank AI because it couldn't replace the efficiency I have at work because I was dumb as fuck, so I was able to keep my job. I actually mean like fucking blockchain and all those other fads. It's growing till it pops, and then it'll settle where it belongs. Yeah, I think there will be a bubble plop. I suppose it'll be a bit like the. For me, it'll be a bit like the dot-com boom. You'll have this massive expansion, right? And then you'll have a lot of shit fall off. And then you'll have core companies that'll just become the next Googles. There's a reason why Google and all these companies are involved in it, right? That'll probably become the next Google. Google will. Do you know what I mean? I think what we're seeing now, let's, like, translate it to something like games, right? Battle Royale comes out. Everybody wants to make a Battle Royale. Battle Royale's kind of... The fad's gone. But there's still monsters in the space. I think that's kind of where we'll go with AI as well, to be fair. And I think that's inevitably where we'll get with blockchain. Once CBDCs come in and central bank digital currencies come in, they'll pick particular blockchains and that'll be the tech that survives, and you'll probably still have Bitcoin, potentially like layer 2s and layer 3s, and the rest will just die. Also, a lot of things back in the day, just search to Google for the inspiration, but nowadays people use AI because it's faster in searching it up, yeah. It's terrible for translation, though, since you can't read context properly. Well, yeah. You know, I think sometimes, though, companies are willing to take 80 to 90% accuracy much faster than potentially 100% accuracy at human speed, right? Well, it's obvious, like I say, from watching that video from that woman. You know, I'll try and find that video. I'll link it in Discord later. You guys can check it out from what I was saying. Apparently, it's quite more common than we think as well. In a lot of roles that we probably didn't expect also. Not all, but many localizers shoot themselves in the foot with the shit job they do. Still don't want anyone to lose a job. Yeah. It's just another tool like robotics being just a cheaper alternative to muscle. The question is just what to do with the people that don't have the remaining skill set to earn something. Yeah. The thing is, companies in some fields have already started to roll back AI because it didn't bring in the profits promised, and now they have to rehire the people they fired for AI. Which fields are those? Which fields are those? I'm not even arguing against. I'm just curious. When the AI can replace plumbers, we are screwed for real. That was an advertisement campaign that was used in this country actually. Like on some buildings, there was like, you know, AI will never replace you, and it was for like bricklayers and stuff. And it's just like, let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Like, let's not get too ahead of ourselves, man. You know, 10 years later, we've got fucking robots fucking laying bricks on houses and stuff, you know? Or an AI's come out with a new way to build a house. Like, yeah, you don't even need bricks anymore. You can have an AI girlfriend. Yeah. Look at Cora Digital green screen tech. Trains a model based on 3D renders, remove the background, but it needs training as it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. OpenAI, yeah, I think there'll be a lot of those companies that will die off, right? That you know, that like really don't. It all depends on the purpose, right? And it probably won't be front-end facing systems are the one that survive. You know what I mean? All these companies that are popping up left, right, and center that you can generate a fucking dumbass video, they'll probably die, right? Because there's not much profit there. But the companies that are going to service corporations and facilitize business models and stuff, there's the ones that'll stay, right? Because you know, the back end stuff, really, the stuff that we'll never know, like we're already seeing in gaming, right? And that we'll see in the health field, and that we'll see in many other fields as well, where you'll walk in, be given a service and walk out and never know that AI was a big part of what facilitated your service. I think they're the ones that'll stick around, and I think we're probably interacting with those way more than we'd even know. And like, not even just in the gaming space, right? Probably in your everyday life. Oh, is your Wi-Fi playing up? With AI someday replace Kiosk? AI robot with a right? Yeah, it's just there just plopping out houses. Bricklayers are standing there going, bro, you told me I was safe. You know, I know we were joking about it, but like, it's all you can do, really, right? But it's scary to a degree. Like, obviously, there's the perfect future, right, where we come out and humanity benefits from this, right? Probably not going to be, we'll probably be somewhere in between, but there's also a kind of dystopian future we can arrive at, right? You know, where humanity does become soulless in terms of what we experience, and you know, we're fucking bowing down to our robot overlords, if you will. You know, the clankers rise up, you know. Imagine if AI could replace Saint. That would be horror. God. We still have people denying we were even using AI, for example, because it's not because... Exactly, yeah. I was talking about this earlier, dude, because people were saying that's not generative, but I was looking around a bit into it recently. They are considered in the field as generative tools. I think it's just that people only see generative tools as... Does it make videos and pictures? And then everything else is cool, right? Miniaturized business models will stay. Data centers and all that bullshit will likely die off since they've... yeah. If it's not turning a profit, it'll go away. It's not turning a profit. The only things that will survive that are unprofitable will be financed by us. You know? If the government can potentially make something more efficient for them, so it looks better for them in terms of hauling, right? They can make something work faster, even if it costs an arm and a leg. They'll stay, because they don't give a fuck about burning your tax dollars, right? If it makes them get in on the next election, we'll see that sort of stuff. But yeah, if in terms of the private market, yeah, if it's not making profits go up, then yeah, because green is the only color they care about, right? Money, and if it's costing more than it's making, it'll go away. But the public sector, we see the public sector willing to waste money all the time. If they can potentially make themselves look better, potentially remove the risk of real people, and just piss our money up the wall, I wouldn't be surprised them doing it. Because, like, especially in the UK, our public sector's a fucking mess. You know what I mean? Linked an article on the Discord. Nice one, dude. I'll check it out later. I appreciate you. What if you can get an AI Plato and AI Socrates and start philosophical debate through the clankers? Bro, just imagine how fucking weird that'd be, man. You know? I seen a funny post not long ago. Somebody was on Twitter and there was, you know when you got the Grok boys. They were like, Grok, is this true? You know? And like Grok had responded, and then he asked him another question, and he was like, please. And then Grok responded again, and he was like, thanks for the quick response, Grok. And some dude responded like, bro, what are you being polite to the clanker for? It just made me laugh. It's like, funny conversation, right? It's like, bro's manners kicked over into fucking talking to a robot. He was saying he's P's and Q's, like, you know, so I found that kind of funny. So I said I can't get into the whole factory thing. Love the world and the characters. I'm dumb as rocks. Blueprints are perfect though, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie. My most up-to-date factory in Wuling is blueprinted. I've tweaked it, but it is. Like, prior to that, it was all my own. But it was pissing me off. So I just fucking took some blueprints. What I'll do if I take blueprints, I take them and then they end up becoming something else over time. Because I'm like, oh, I could do with this thing, and it ends up getting attached into the blueprint and then took out and stuff. But yeah, I'm not the best when it comes to I like the factory, but I'm trash with it. I am. At least in the UK, we're already deploying agentic AI to deal with routine inquiries. Yeah. Well, we've seen the face recognition technology as well. We're not, for a fact that's AI. Fuck, in America, I watched a video. A bloke was in a casino. He'd won some money. He was about to leave. They arrested him as he was about to leave because the AI at the casino, they used AI to, like, cross-reference people's faces and stuff. And they cross-referenced it with another dude who'd been trespassed from the casino. So they took it that he was trespassing. He was arrested, even though the dude proved with his real ID. The police officer took the word of the corporate entity's AI over his real info. Even said to the other police officers, he probably isn't the guy, but still went along and arrested him. Bro spent the night in jail. They dropped the charges, but he ended up with it on his criminal record still. It's like insane, man. Reminds me, yeah, I really need to. As a tool is different from AI as a final product. I don't know. It's, again, I'm not saying you're wrong. What's the difference though? That's what I say. Is it because somebody's lost out on a job? Or is it because you don't want to see AI products? Do you mind it? You don't mind it being used in the process, but you don't want to see it as a final product. What if the process as a tool cost 5 people the job, but the final product costs 1? That's when I say, like, you get into these weird moral questions and philosophical arguments. Well, it was okay that 5 people lost a job because it's just a tool. It's not the final product, but the final product only costs 1. And that's obviously I'm making up a total philosophical fake argument here, right? It's fucking. I'm not saying that happened. I'm just saying, like, and I'm not, like, I'm not even saying you're wrong. I just think it's interesting. I think I burst a blood vessel. Melby's, look. Happened yesterday. I come out to stream and Rose was like, what the fuck is up with your eye? I think because I get hay fever. I had a bit of a sneezing fit before I started streaming, so I think I might have popped a blood vessel in my eye. So, yeah, for real, Blue. For real, those people do my head in on Twitter. Like, Twitter now, Twitter's always a cesspit, but Twitter's a different kind of cesspit now of blue tick check marks constantly trying to chime in on posts. They get pushed to the top because they're trying to farm cash on Twitter. And Grok people going, Grok, is this true? Grok, can you summarize this? Grok, can you remove her clothes? Still people doing that now, it's just like, bro. Ripped too much ass yesterday. Yeah, I think I got a bit of pink eye from too much ass ripping. I remember they said did factory TD segments in Enfield like in Mindry, so besides tower you would build like tanks and mech. That'd be kind of cool actually. Like motion capture like for programming. Yeah, but what if like that loses people's jobs? You know what I mean? Like, let's say for women, for example, they use, I think, motion blink and some other stuff from Voice V's. They use some stuff for the faces, skinning characters, and I think sometimes rigging and animating. Don't quote me on all of those. What if that was somebody's job? Do you know what I mean? Like, you know? Anyway, as I say, I'm not here to tell you what's right or wrong. I just think it's an interesting conversation anyway. I really wish they did. Oh, yeah, I've just read that. My biggest issue with AI at the moment is they're pushing for the support before the support. Yeah, well, that's a problem a lot of the times, right? You know, if companies think they can save a book, they'll do it before something's ready, right? I do agree that, you know, it's making prices rise in PC components, you know? There's the risk of, is this tested enough really to really start deploying it? Are we going to have some tremendous problems in the future? You know, it's a risky thing. As I say, I think we're on the cusp of, like, we're in a bit of a situation. It might be different, right? You know, industrialization changed the world, right? The internet changed the world. Like, we are living, the world we live in now is drastically different from when the internet was just first coming in, right? We've got a much more separated, disjointed, polarized world. We've got a lot more loneliness. You know, the internet has changed the world. There's a lot of things it's done really good, and it's also brought in a lot of shit as well, right? I think we're kind of potentially at something like that with AI right now. It's where we go from there, right? It's like where we go from there. You know. So, I guess we'll see, man. I guess we'll see. Bro, who knows? It might be like Limbus Company in a few years. I'll turn up on stream one day and I've got a big fucking prosthetic on my head, you know? And then one of Chroma's buddies comes in and fucking cuts me up on live stream because I've poisoned the flesh. You know? Shit is not profitable, so they got forced normalization before they run out of support. The internet brought gooning. No, man. Easy gooning, that's for sure. Gooning's always been a thing, but easy goonings. Much easier to goon nowadays. I know, right? Yeah, casual. Fucking yapping on here, man. Fucking yapping on. Let's get should we get Enfield booted up? Is there anything to look at in React Smash first, or before we get into it? Before we get into it, let me just pin. I just want to pin this message from I'm going to pin that message from BVN there because I want to have a look at it later. Let's have a look at Book. There's nothing. We just got another video from Analytical Vibes, some music stuff. I think we just get into the game. Man. It's kind of late anyway today, anyway. Bro, but got to become Adam Smash when AI takes over, right? No, thanks. What is it he says when he passes, you know? Make you look like a piece of fuckable meat or something. Is that what he says when you first see Adam Smash? I can't remember. Something like that, right? Yeah, I think a lot of people are in that boat, Ghost, if I'm honest. I think a lot of people are in that boat. You know, obviously you're going to have people on the extreme end, super pro AI, super against it in every aspect, and then you're going to have people in the middle of the light. I'm sure it can facilitate some positivity in our life, but also we have to be careful of potential negative outcomes, right? And just like any new burgeoning technology, there's probably plenty of potential bad outcomes. And that's not even like that. You can ignore the jobs market thing, right? You know, there's a lot of other potential things. Who knows what the fuck could happen? Maybe we have a what's it soon? You know, we have a Terminator situation. It's the first one of the two we watched yesterday. Oh yeah, because some people said that you should probably watch his first one. Because you know, they were like, his video did come across a little bit like the opposite of what he was saying in the second video. So it might be worth checking it out. Just came in and looked back through the stream and I'm only seeing Pick Shapping. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Chat was flying anyway. Watch half the chat leave now and chat slowed down to a crawl. So, hey, you know, just giving you what you want, right? Oh, let's get going. Groknet will take over, right? Skynet's gonna be our master. Oh, I'm sitting down. How's it going anyway? That was Andrew. Welcome to the stream. Good to see ya. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, hello. Did I watch the Arknights Endfield video? Is that the one about the boss? I haven't seen that. I've heard it's a good one though. I should check it out. Alright, where we at with our missiones here, chat? Where we at with our missiones? Okay. Patience make greatness. View the blight tide data. So I've still got loads of stuff to do. I'm kind of happy how I've been taking Enfield. Actually, it gives me plenty of stuff to do. All right, let's go view the blight tide data then, shall we? Let's go have a look what's going on. Let's go have a look what's going on. We're going to Wuling. That's where we're going, yeah. Oh, let's go. Grok, is this true? To be fair though, you know, you think about some people's jobs. Wouldn't it be bad if they got replaced, you know? Certain streamers. Write the books, praise thy code. Oh yeah, shit. We started this, didn't we? We started this, I remember. Is this when that bit where we're going up the hill and I said, oh, this reminds me a little bit of Final Fantasy X, the island, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I remember this. We finished the stream now, right? And you obviously had to start back from the start. Okay, yeah. I remember, chat. I remember now. I think we might play some Limbus again tomorrow as well. I think Limbus and then into Enfield.
Hope the instruments aren't damaged.
We need to come up with a name as well for Neverness to Everness, guys.
No.
It's got AI in it somewhere, so we can have it for titles.
The data is intact as well. Analysis of the data looks rather promising.
Is it Quellcop or how his name is? Oh, are you probably talking about Quebblecop? Takes me back. Didn't he used to do like GTA videos with like jelly and all that?
Bold,
yeah, I never watched them dudes. That was brain rot. That was brain rot content before brain rot become popular. Got the craving for Limbus. I have, you know, dude. You know when I was editing my video today, I was like, dude, I kind of want to play Limbus, man. But then, you know, the urge came and I was like, nah, I need to see my waifus. Did he have one on AI? Because I know he got out to content creation and he started investing in houses and stuff, yeah.
It's just the first time I saw someone keeping pace with you. People once told me your ideas are too wild and impossible.
Say we replace AK streams with Limbus until we're up to date. Ooh, I don't know if that'll go down well. I don't think the Discord will be happy with that one, bucko.
No need to overthink it. It's great we got
Man's drowning in Gadget. Dude, I am. You know what's weird? You know when Genshin first came out? I was a proper naysayer. I was a proper naysayer. I remember hearing about Genshin. I was like, why do I want to play that trash fucking gambling game when I've got real games to play? And now here I am. And like 95% of the gaming I've been doing for the last year and a half has been gacha. Fuck the Discord, you know.
Just thinking about the past. How the science station people used to discuss questions. Like what we're doing now.
Well, you believe that behind us is AI, Helani? Maybe. Maybe. Dude, I was thinking about doing that, can it? So I thought I can't do that. Like when he popped in, I think it was yesterday. Before he was going away. Or it might have been the day before, I can't remember. And he was like, oh, I'm getting ready, I'm going to miss my logins and stuff. And I was about to say, guys, remember, we've changed AK till tomorrow. I was like, no, I can't do that to him. Roll, flip out.
No. I was young when I joined the science
Yo,
station.
Leo, what's up, dude? Welcome back, Cheetah. How's it going, man?
But Listening in the discussions taught me a lot.
Bro, look at those sliders.
Learned a great
Are they
deal
adjustment
as I
sliders
sorted
behind
files for my peers.
Zhuang there? How fucking big are they? Stone Station crew definitely liked you.
They didn't simply like me.
No, they're like mixer fucking sliders, yeah. Like, it's fucking big.
Now that we have
Look,
a working
they're the size of fucking
why
things.
don't we use the sheer
Bro, you have to grab them like, yeah. Like, holy shit.
Test is risky. Let me think. Chijentai is an islet.
We burnt out on limits recently because aside from the content that drops once in a blue moon, all I'm doing is brownies farming. Yeah, I'm early on, and so I've got the I'm in the fun learning period, right? Yeah, it's good to hear that they've got more permanent content coming as well. So for me, by the time I get to that, it should be in the game, right? I've been able to wheel myself to Enfield in 2 or 3 weeks, finish 1.2 main quest, mess around with the head tonight, and I guess I was just done. Sketchy games, though, innit, man? Sketchy game. Like, that's another thing I saw fucking Saint saying. He was talking about the views on Twitch tracker with Enfield. It was like, you'll see it go up when a new patch comes and it'll go back down. It's like, bro, that's fucking the gacha cycle, man. What are we doing? Yeah, you've probably just gone through the normal gacha thing now. That's why I've been taking Enfield a little bit slow, because, believe it or not, I have comments on my channel saying, you glaze this game and you don't even play it anymore. But like, I don't like to rush this game because I love this game. And I don't want to be at that point. Because like, I've done it with other gachas. I did it with Wiwa, right? I loved Wiwa. And I got to that point. Now, hopefully they do a better job with events and endgame. But yeah, I got to that point with Wiwa, sorry. Where I'd play the game. The patch would be pretty much over for me within a day or two. And then I'll get fucking bored. And I don't want to get to that point with Enfield. Because I really, despite what people might think, I love this game.
Before we start the test, let's clean the rest of the place.
Well, it's good to play a couple of gacha games. Because you can just rotate through them, can't you? You know what I mean? They got a good roll map, have they? Bro, what's that Naruto music? What tripping was that Naruto-esque? Well, I'm trying to catch up the limit to UK might have a new queen or king. To be fair, man, looking at fucking, I'll almost call him Prince, and King Charles's fingers maybe.
I thought I cleaned up all the beasts along the way. Turned out I missed a few.
We're here to run a test.
Yes, it's a dangerous test, and we need an uninhabited area.
We're supposed to make gacha games with the fucking systems based around daily routines, make it weekly. I can't be asked to play every single weekday to not lose out on resources. It does become a chore, doesn't it, after a while, you know? You find yourself being like, I love the game still, but I don't, I'm just doing other stuff. Like, that's where you find yourself, either just before you go out or just before you get to bed, like, shit, let me quickly do all my logins. Like, it can get frustrating. It can.
Much appreciated. So, are you here for the sword Tianshi Li left behind?
I guess so, but not really.
I actually really like Bro's design, man. Thought he was going to be the annoying, like, twinkie type character that everybody hates.
When I was a kid,
I think he's actually kind of a cool character.
Bring me here for training. Once the battle was over,
One of the reasons why you drop Where Winds Meet.
I wanted to come and pay my respects.
Well, it's nice just to hop into a box price game sometimes,
But
man.
upon arrival,
You know?
I
Or just
didn't
play
get
like a
chance to say
multiplayer game that
anything
we've been played for a while,
before
like
the
something like
beast pounced
Valorant or CS or whatever it might be.
I know you're on urgent business.
You know, like the other
give
week,
me a
I
while?
started playing Metal Gear
Just a
Solid
short
again.
while.
You know, the old G
To say a few
PlayStation 1.
words.
Fucking brilliant, man. Because it's just like, I ain't played it for a couple of weeks. I could just
Thanks a million.
jump back in and continue where I left off. Nothing. I've missed nothing. You know? It's because he's Li Feng, not Ling Yang. Yeah, dude. I thought he was going to be a Ling Yang, man. Still hate that guy. So glad I didn't get him on my Wii account. Really, my Wii account should be worth thousands because he's not got any money.
This crisis taught me something.
Yeah, what's going on? Life is full of joy. Be jolly. I like your name. Welcome to the stream. Good motto.
You performed your duty. As Tianshi, it was not only I who needed you.
I've been playing through,
Also many
I've been off it for a while. Final Fantasy,
I was just a clingy kid.
12, Zodiac
I
Age.
always wished you could be by
And
my
I was,
side at all times.
this is going back a good few months now. I was running through all the Halos again as well.
Sorry.
Metal Gear Solid, man. Quality.
Really selfish back then.
Waiting for the new bundle to, I think it comes out this year, doesn't it? I'm an OG Arknights player, yeah. Newer OG Arknights player though. I've only just got to just finished chapter 13, starting Babel Friday, and then chapter 14. We weren't being selfish. Yeah, Arknights is my favourite gacha game.
To miss their parents.
Little pat from the penguin.
You knew they wouldn't reply, yet you kept your message to heart. Always remembering and never forgetting.
Not like if you're having a bad day, man. The admin could just like, you know,
selfish.
let's go out for ramen, and you just come home thinking, man, yo, shit's good, right? Weird way to say Limbus, you know. You know what though? Limbus is rapidly becoming a real fucking fan favourite for me.
Thank you. Admin.
Like, if you had to say, list your top 3 right now, it would still be Arknights, Enfield, and then, yeah, Limbus is there.
Get in the way of your test.
Who knows, oh man? You know, Limbus is fucking good.
I'll make sure nobody barges into the place.
Oh, I love Enfield. I love you.
Test environment is
I
basically
really,
stable.
really like this game.
Let's head to the platform.
Huge fan. I think it's a fucking brilliant game. I do. It's got, it falls into like many pitfalls that gacha games do. But that aside, I think it's peak. Didn't expect to run into Lee Feng here.
He always wanted to be here. When the opportunity came, he took it without hesitation. When Tianshi Li and his wife were around, they'd invite me too. Li Feng barely reached my knees back then. Time really flew past me. The kid's a big boy now.
Could sound a bit sus, Bangy. Just saying. An understanding, helpful one at that.
Yes. He's just a teen.
Obviously, same play OG Arknights and have the community eaten low.
More about duty
He
than
just
many
used super
adults.
OP operators, man, and then
He
shit
takes
in
after
the game.
his parents. Dutiful, selfless, and utterly without fear.
I haven't no casual. I need to though. People keep telling me to because I do like CZ. I ain't been on it since Christmas,
We can begin, Endman.
which now is getting kind of far away. Almost halfway through the year. Which is scary when I said that. Shit, man. We're literally almost halfway through the year. That is fucked up. Damn. I said this, man. Somebody commented on my video yesterday and it was like, I can't even be excited reverse Clat's F at the minute because he don't come out till 2028. That shit'll be here in no time, man. Can we increase the power output further?
Don't worry. I got it.
Good. We can seal the portal. Let us begin.
Sure.
Evolve for an
I'm ready.
evening CZN stream or something. Reldon will be down for that as well. He was saying that. You should stream CZN. I may will. New characters discussing. Who's a new character? It's fucking mad, isn't it, Canis?
Is it alright?
It's scary. Look at me walking around in Zimmer frame soon going, whoa, what the robots? Did we succeed? AI robots are going to be wiping our asses. No! Flankers!
But I'm still a little...
Yeah, that's what Reldon was talking about. He's on about that sortie. You've been to Japan then?
And
I would love to.
Tianxia Zhuang.
I would actually love
There's
to.
a situation at the Bureau of Swordmancers. We need your assistance.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Elani, I've said this right. I don't judge people for just using broken units in any game. End of the day, game should be fun. If steamrolling content and getting to see literal nuclear bomb characters doing the things, fucking more power to you. You know what I mean? I just don't like it when people do that and then say the game's got nothing to it. And it's like, you can pull those units out and see all the beauty the game has, right? It's just giving you that option. That for me, like, I see those sort of units as options, right? Like turning on easy mode in a game and then telling people who turn easy mode on and moan about, or the people who turn easy mode on saying the game's shit because it's too easy. That's all I see it as. Like, it's like, fucking use whatever. Games should have options, man. I'm all for that.
What's the situation?
The Joint Enfield and Wuling defense system upgrade has encountered an issue during deployment. The Tianxia are unfamiliar with Enfield tech, and there's little they could do about it. I have to stay aboard Dijiang to coordinate the deployment and can't make it to the site. Endman, please work with Tianxia Zhuang and assess the incident.
I swear, Perlica in this image always looks like she's like an 80s pop star. But yeah, well, that's the problem, yeah, when the nukes are recorded, yeah.
If the defense system upgrade fails or encounters
Well, that's
an
one
error,
beautiful thing about
and if the rift could not be
Arknights.
closed, the outcomes would be devastating. Endman, we should get there ASAP.
What about the underground rift?
The reports show that it's not that urgent yet. We should head to the Bureau of Swordmancers while there's still time.
Man, Fangi is so beautiful. It is wild coming back onto this game, because, like, again, I know we've had all the conversation about AI, but I actually kind of find NTE fun, right? I do. I like it. But, man, you know, when you come back to this after playing some NTE, it's like, damn, the polish and the quality, it's just, you know. If that game is made by clankers, they ain't doing as good a job as Hypergryph, right? Message from Tianxia of the Bureau of Swordmancers.
No, it's from Mifu.
Did they get up and down the ship? Do they have
that
teleporters?
Our injured are coming around.
I don't know, actually. That's a question.
I have to see them.
I don't know. How do they get up and down from the ship? I want to attend to you're wounded. I'll solve the technical issue. I'm going to assume maybe like...
But...
Well, they could get down in drop pods, right? But
It's all right.
they ain't going to get them up, am
Leave
they?
it to me.
I don't think there is a
All right.
teleporter in the ship, is there?
once you're done, meet me at the central laboratory.
NTE looks plastic in comparison. It does, man. And this is coming from somebody who... I like the game. You're not wrong. You know. But just look at the faces of these characters and then you're comparing them to NTEs. It's night and day, man. Night and day. Not to mention, like, fidelity-wise and animation quality and stuff.
Okay. See you later.
You stop that shit. Edmund's talking shit about me. Oh no. Emma was on the blower to Perlic, and then yeah, the bitch is finally gone. Second issue is you can only power up characters, you can't power them down again for less difficult content. Yeah. I think that is one really cool thing that the NTE have brought in though as well. Yeah, you know, with like the dupes and stuff. I hope to see more games do something similar to that. Talk to the Tianxia Bureau of Swordmancers. It's never shown, that's why I asked. Yeah, I don't know.
It's the Endman!
So sorry
I would
about
like to see a little scene like that,
happened during
coming down and
deployment.
one of them hopping
We
off
don't
to
know
come
why,
conversate with
but
us.
we are getting error messages. The engineering module. Something might be wrong with it. I've got my colleagues to help.
Enman, the torque transmission module that reported the error is giving off strange grinding noises.
It's never good. Gearbox is fucked, mate.
But we couldn't simply fix it because Enfield tech differs from
Oh, you
that
need
in
a new
Blue
clutch.
Lane, and we don't want to break anything.
Don't worry. Let me take a look. the way they're all looking around. It's funny to see the admin be like a genius with her Originium tech and all these different techs, right? And then like she starts speaking to people. It's like I love that about her. She like comes off as so ditzy, and then she's like a genius.
This energy feedback system. I think I could use it in my own project.
You teleport down to the planet initially, do ya? I think. No, right, actually, I do remember something about that. Because I was thinking about teleporting, but then I was like, I don't know if they have ever. This is, yeah, my biggest gripe with Enfield is Enmin needs more lines. Enmin needs more lines because she's a great VA. The direction's great. Give her more lines because she, for me, when she is talking, she's one of the most likable MCs in Gacha. Belle's still the GOAT, but like, I love her.
Well, it's working as intended.
Enmin, if you have time, would you mind staying for a bit? We got so many questions to ask you.
So I got to meet up with Tianchi Zhuang. Maybe next time. I can't keep Tianchi waiting.
Tianxia Zhuang's work does take top priority. Don't let us keep you, Enmin. We'll take care of the rest.
That took me quite a while. Gotta hurry to the lab. Tianxia Zhuang should be there already. I hope I didn't keep her waiting for too long.
Like, I don't re-roll in gacha games, but if I ever like want to repeat particular content that I can't go back to or experience it in a different way, I just have a re-roll account or an alt account where I like specifically try to avoid the power bomb units. You know, try and build teams from my extra knowledge, you know, in a way that like they're capable but at an extra bit of work, you know what I mean? I have to really work at it, like. Yeah, I like that about NTE as well, Dandy. I agree, yeah. I think that's one thing that was really good about Silver Palace as well, for me, was I think if they do it right, Silver Palace could potentially have one of the better MCs in obviously it all depends on the story and writing and stuff, right? But actual interesting character. They don't have brain rot, you know. We've got motives that were already there prior to the game starting. They're meeting characters that they know. It's lovely to have that. It is actually really lovely to have, because you can still have a good experience without having it to be set up like, you know, because like MCs are usually done like that, because it's like that's your introduction to the world, right? It's through them, you know, them getting explained stuff and them figuring stuff out as well, right?
Enmin, you're here.
Where's Tianchi Zhuang? I hope I didn't keep her waiting.
She left already, in a rush too. She also brought the Shiren and Nexus along. I'm not sure. I did, in fact, ask her about you. But she shook her head, said you were too busy with something else. Oh, before she went, she left you a letter. It's upstairs.
This is a love letter. We got a love letter, chat. It's a big problem in Limbus. Can't really fight our bosses since our team is 20 levels higher and just steamroll them. Free to play alt account, no pulling load. Yeah, something like that, right? It's like when you come back to a game with a lot more knowledge, you know, things that required you having particular units before. You know, this area is an exact scene from Arknights as well, isn't he? Like, exactly, yeah. Yeah, I don't know why more games don't do that either. I agree. Makes sense, right? Good way to have challenge modes. You know, these games want retention as well, right? What's a better way to kind of get retention, to allow people to self-nerf themselves, to really try challenges themselves, like clear content at a nerfed level, maybe. Hold up. Ooh, what's this music? Ooh, I like this. I like this, chat. Yeah, I'm feeling that. I love the outfits in Wuling. No running indoors.
How are the patients?
The injured are coming around. Give them some time and they'll be back on their feet. But the young girl, her injuries are grave. It might affect the rest of her life.
Damn.
A tragedy for one so young.
Thank you. I'll take a look.
Oh, this background music's beautiful.
Uncle Zhao.
His facial hair's actually quite natural looking.
Jian Shizhong, you're here.
I came to see her too.
Good. She just fell asleep. If she knew you came, she'd be very happy. Our girl dreamed of training under you. She wished to fight the blight tide on the front lines. But fortune did not smile on her.
I'm sorry, Uncle Zhao. She's a good young lady. Fortune did not smile on me either. And look after yourself. Please, talk to me if you need anything.
It was a great battle. You must
It was
be
actually,
busy
wasn't he?
too, Jian Shizhuang. There's no need to worry about me.
I think they really did a good job of making that battlefield
It's okay.
quite epic.
Just go ahead and do what you need to do. We'll get by. Things will get better. They always do.
No, that was one of the real positives of that battle. No, the zipline scenes, the platform stuff, it really gave a sense of like, oh shit, it's going down.
I should go now. Wonder how things are at the Bureau of Swordman.
A lot of NPCs around, yeah. Holy shit. See, I said this before. You see there in the distance. See in the distance there. Zenless does this as well, right? You see how the NPCs are like comic book faded out. It's a real smart thing to do, that is, because it stops like jump scare pop-ins happening, and it's better when you're walking around highly populated areas. That was one of the biggest jarring things in Star Torch Academy. Is that like there was lots of NPCs, but they just popped out of nowhere, like in big groups sometimes, like half a dozen or so NPCs just jarringly pop out of nowhere. I think it's a cool little trick because it fits the anime aesthetic as well, doesn't it? You want Mudrock in Enfield? Yeah, something like that would be cool, right? Yeah, like a full armored character. Do you know who, honestly? Obviously, my waifu brain, I'd love to see like an Inez or a Lappy or an Ascalon. Like Ascalon, I think would go so hard in this game. But like, there's a part of me that, you know, Holdera in his Victoria Arc outfit, bro. Like, oh, that'd be so fucking good. That'd be so good. Sangda. Yeah. Give us a Patriot reconvener. That would be hard. That would go hard, wouldn't he? The Wendigo would go hard. I suspect a new rival alpha may be a Lappy reconvener. Yo, I'll be all over that. Actually, that'd be sick. Could be a good way to tie back into like Wolf Guard side quest as well, and maybe potentially build out that stuff, right? That'd be fucking sick, actually.
Shame on me.
Imagine like
How
that,
could I have
like a
acted
Lappy
with such
reconvener,
selfishness?
spitting Italian bars with like Wolfguard and Rossi, you know, them engaging with each other in Italian.
So many people. So many things.
Oh, she came to see us.
All of them could use your help.
That's actually cute. That's actually cute. She came to fetch us, but saw that we was busy and thought
This is my responsibility.
other people need her.
The duty is mine alone.
Tianshizhuang, the file you wanted is upstairs.
Good. I'll get it signed and archived. Thank you for taking the trip for me.
You're here on your own. Where's Inmin?
Oh, the Endman. She's needed elsewhere.
That means you head down there yourself. Are you really sure about this?
Yes. We've upgraded the Sheer Knight Nexus. The risks are much lower now. I can do this on my
The
own.
thing is, they can.
Okay.
Way the reconvening
So,
tech
anything
works.
else
It can be
I might
anybody
assist you with?
alive or dead,
That'll
right? As
be
long
all,
as they
Tianshige.
contracted
Carry on.
telepathy before the past, right? They can be in this technically within the rules set they've set up, right? Oh, it was on the next floor. There was something to pick up. Oh, maybe it's on the opposite guy. It's probably on the opposite side. Oh, you want to bet Patriots? Yeah. For some reason, I thought you were talking about Hodera. Yeah, well, yeah, you're probably not wrong in terms of the way Patriot is, right? Yeah, so, yeah, probably would, when you think about his attitude, probably wouldn't want to. Informed consent, form. Can I go back up to them? Safety title test, field trial, rift sealing, Gironite Nexus, research center title, Wuling Institute Material Science, Rangvangi additional investigators, non-goals of test, performance assessment of the upgraded Gironite Nexus against an actual rift and evaluate the levels of potential hazards resulting from energy collisions and shockwaves generated by the Gironite Nexus during the rift sealing process. Risk reminders, participants must be as close as possible to the rift to conduct the test and will therefore be exposed to powerful pulses of aether energy. Researcher signature. Telling me, ooh. Yeah, that could be a good way to, That's a signature then. Quick guys, Wargy! Yeah, what's up, Wilson Fish? If an accident were to occur, the handling all administrative affairs of Wuling City shall be handled by Watchguard Captain Mi Fu, while academy and campus matters shall be handed over to Shanxi. I quite like how we're signing these, right? We're signing these waivers. Damn, the characters in this game are gorgeous. I just need to see Ascalon, Inez, and Lappy all brought to life like this. In a way, at last will. Yeah, well, the second part was definitely more of a will, right? The other one was a waiver, a bit more, right? But that was definitely a, you know, a will for a. What a tear in them. By the time you read this letter, I will have already left. Your assistance has improved the Gironite Nexus, and it no longer possesses a threat to Wuling. But an attempt to forcibly seal the rift would not be without consequences. However, I do know with certainty that I can seal the rift on my own. As for the price, I alone should suffice. I have penned a letter to grant Gi Yipu and Mifu temporary authority over matters of the city. In the end, Wuling will endure and move on, as it has always done. There was a time when I thought I would never see the departed, that memories would remain as they are, things that linger in our minds. But you appeared, and the faces of the departed overlapped with the sights. Memories were reignited, one after another. They replayed themselves. It's quite immersive, isn't it? I like this. The piano drop, the music's... yeah. Killed you. I remember when you first visited the science station. I stood in the crowd and gazed at you from afar. I thought there would be a day when I could share my perspective and ideas with you. When I finally got the chance, I find myself stuttering and unable to form a coherent sentence. I thought you would probably remember me as a young girl who just kept avoiding you for unknown reasons. For reasons unknown. A decade has gone by. You and I are the only ones left from the crowd of yesteryear, but you still walk amongst us. And you have made me feel that a figment of the beautiful times has remained instead of leaving me completely. And that is enough. You are the administrator of Enfield Industries, while I am the viceroy of Wuling. Wuling is my responsibility, while you are destined to push further into the frontiers and to shoulder the burdens of far greater import. Asking you to join me on this mission is akin to me forcing you to take on my duties. And you have already done so much for Wuling, so... how sad her eyes are. This is a beautiful scene. This is a really beautiful scene. Okay, Hypergryph. I hear you. Man, they are hitting us with the tunes.
Endman, apologies for reneging on my promise.
Oh, that's a cool scene.
As a leader yourself, I hope you can understand the choice I made. You've helped me repair the Sheer Night Nexus. That is already more than enough. I shouldn't ask
this is some
anything beyond
quality
that.
H2O, this is.
After all, it was my negligence that placed Wuling in danger. The suffering of the people in the city.
Damn, this is some high quality shit. Oh, the music, bro. Okay, cinema.
Furthermore, witnessing a project spanning more than a decade, fulfilling its purpose, that is the lifetime wish of any Tianshi. Quest for discovery. One's final stop is often the starting point of another.
Dude, these scenes, like, they're really done really well, aren't they? The cinematic angles and edits that they're using. Fire. Bro, they're cooking with the music. Holy shit. Fuck, man. This took me too long to play these, man. This is fire. Bro, I'm eating so good at the minute we gotcha.
You're the only one left in the science team. The path will be long and hard.
You're the only one who can be the Viceroy. The completion of Wuling is essential to the Academy. You've got to take on the responsibility.
I'll take on anything if Wuling's safety is at stake. I know you'll always be there and have my back. That gives me confidence.
Amifu.
Just fulfilling my roles and performing my duties.
I love Mifu. I can't wait for Mifu. This is such a good scene. And we're going to be able to get in without her. You're waiting. Hey.
At the lab, but then you got a head start. That's why I decided to be.
I made the hair stand up on the back of my neck even.
How long have you been waiting here?
Not too long. Just arrived. What about you? Something happened? Why didn't you wait for me?
I can do this on my own.
I love how nonchalant the endman is. I think the male one was better. I just love the female endman.
But it's all right. I waited for you, and you're here with me. We do this together.
She's pulling her this time, yeah. Holy fuck, dude. Man, the production value in this game is fucking sky high. Lads, sky high.
The ether energy is getting more powerful. And this is within the Tianshi pillar array itself.
Keep going, we'll fight. 2 secs. And Rose is knocking my door. So I was bringing the dog in as well. Ooh. Man. Shit. Great second half to the patch so far. Keep going. We'll find out why soon enough.
True. Let's try to get closer to the rift.
Place is fast, isn't it? Scale is impressive in this place.
Let's keep moving. The path ahead is completely destroyed, but there are no Sheernite we can use nearby.
So the Fangi took a detour. Well, she was having all sorts, wasn't she? For all we know, she was sat there for half an hour going, fuck, I know, I don't want to do this.
Our only way forward is the scroll portal.
The portal to 10 years ago.
Yes. More accurately, it contains impressions that the science station left in my memories. And this is thanks to the proxy. Her power preserved these experiences. Despite the years, none of them have faded. Let's go, Endman. I'll take you to my experiences 10 years ago.
Oh shit, I fell off the edge. Really?
The lab. What should I expect? Which memory fragment will I see this time? Just as I expected. Ether energy has changed this place. The area within the scroll is in chaos. Familiar, yet completely transformed.
We got some puzzles, yeah. Oh, we got to pick that up and put it in there. Our path is blocked by these stones.
The
So these-
stones don't look like science station building materials. They look like Sheernite of the underground array. The two spaces have blended within the scroll. This is my first time seeing it, but the Sheernite in here looks inert. But if it's Sheernite, we can simply energize it, and I'll be able to move them.
Okay. Easy, I can do that.
All right, I'm leaving it to you.
So this is what, use jet drone to spray liquid Sheernite on the Sheernite sliding block. Push it slowly into the block slot and restore the Sheernite flow track system. The direction of the Sheernite sliding block movement is determined by the relative position. Yeah, okay. See, like, this is, where, Enfield kind of surpasses, well, it surpasses in a lot of other ways as well. But, where NTE falls short a little bit. Because, do I need to put it in there first? Because it's environmental interactions a little bit less than. You know, like we went to that moonlit porn, I don't know what the fuck it is, that like instance with a dog fight at the end. Like that had so much potential to have some really cool environmental platform and environmental puzzle work, and he just had nothing there. I think Enfield's really strong in that department.
The way out has been illustrated by the proxy. The butterfly
I'd like them to
shall
do
take us to the start of the drawing.
I'd like them to work on that sort of stuff, because that environment when I first got there, I was like, oh, this is awesome, and it does look awesome, right? But it's just
the start of the drawing you mentioned?
you just walk up to the doors and then
Where
you're
the
out on the other door,
drawing
and then
starts.
you're out on the other
Changes
door, and then
give
it's like you
birth
walk
to
around that building.
opportunities.
There's not much to it, you know, with the change in interior, and then you click on the water bubbles and then attack some of them, and it's just like, oh, could have been so much more there, because the environmental design and everything is so cool, and then you just don't do much with it. Okay. Where's that going to take us in here then? Going to teleport us somewhere else? Into the portrait? And this environment is fucking beautiful as well. Going in.
I see the portal. It's at the bottom of the column.
Oh, is that 10 years ago? Hopefully that's something they'll improve on as well, right? Where they'll have that interactability dialed up a notch.
We've arrived.
Fall asleep to this OST. It is beautiful. It is beautiful.
Hi, everyone. My name's Zhuangfeng Yi.
Young.
Prior to responsibility, yeah.
HQ said they're sending us a young and gifted Tianxia, but you're even younger than we expected.
Oh, you flatter me. My work is hardly worth mentioning.
Nah, don't sell yourself short. You're the youngest Tianxia of HAS. We're really honored to have you here at the science station. So, did you read the papers and reports we sent your way? Your senior has been waiting. She is interested in your views.
Of course I am. How is it? I've read it quite a few times. Some points are very exciting. But something was tucked between pages 26 and 27. A comparison of eggs laid by short-tailed and long-tailed fowl beasts. I don't know why it's there. I also read your other papers and listed a few questions.
You are too honest, girl. That's my
It was only later that I learned.
I was just about to say that. She did that on purpose, yeah. You could tell by her face.
It was a little trick of hers to see if I'd read her data.
Yeah,
early.
different clothes, yeah, that's fair. What the fuck?
Stop laughing. The time to reminisce is over. Now it's time to make the final stroke. That's the exit.
So when you visit the underground array, would you enter this place?
That was a bit awkward. That cut that in the music.
Occasionally, whenever I think about the past, I'd enter the scroll. However, I never knew what memories the proxy would show me. Sad or joyful. I'd only
Yeah,
know
definitely. Yeah,
when
you
I
can see like
them.
much softer, much looking like she was not bearing the weight of her responsibility there, right? Definitely see that in her face. The compilation of scientific theses, someone has flipped through it religiously. Detailed notes have been left at every... There's a bookmark with chubby Felbies drawn on it. Hell, you spot the anime main character.
A hush of thunder, a streak of rain.
Oh! Bro, I love this sound. I find it so satisfying. So satisfying.
If my guess is right, this should lead to the meeting room. We need to eliminate the blight before we can move the sheer night blocks.
Right in middle. Right down middle. I hope we get some events and stuff using these. I know we've already had like some little bits and pieces with this stuff, but like they could do some really cool stuff with these moving blocks.
The butterfly is going downstairs. Looks like
One thing that
we'll have to take
for me
an
with this game, which I love about it, you
unconventional
guys know
route
me
to
in
the
exploration, you can tell it's a big, it's a major important part to them to have that sort of classic mechanisms of really good exploration in a more grounded game that has grounded movement. You know, just like remember the event, you know, where you were cleaning shit up. You know, like you were going around town and clean it up and you got all the platforms moving and stuff like that. They really like to implement those sort of things into the game quite often, don't they? It's a big thing that I love about it. Still, even to this day, like in terms of exploration, for me, I think this is the best gacha game. This one's a different colour. Oh, they're going hard with the music. They're going so hard. I kind of just want to stand around and just listen to it. Like, they're absolutely killing it, aren't they? You guys weren't lying when you said, dude, some of the best OSTs are here. They really are. Like, beautiful. Event called Use Your Night. Maybe we'll all use this stuff there. Hopefully, yeah. Hold up a second, 2 seconds. And check something as well. 2 seconds, chat, and we'll continue on. I'm just keeping an eye on my my voltage and stuff at the minute because I want to voltage my CPU, like, so curious to see Yeah, it's fine. Got the album already, YT music already for this patch. Save it in playlist. I'm gonna have to have a look.
Already got used to it.
Playing on DX11 though. Definitely not got the best frame rate. Not gonna lie. Hold on, let me just check something. Try something. Yeah, it's better. It's called Thunder's Legacy. It's cool name. It's the way I've got things set up at the minute. It's because like I do dual streaming. Sometimes frame gen causes stuttering on DX11 for some reason. On Vulcan it's fine. I mean on DX11 it's fine. On Vulcan it's not so great. Actually, am I on? I don't even know if I'm on which I'm on at the minute. Actually, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm saying all this and I could be talking shit. I need to look actually after this. Are you guys getting any screen tearing? Actually, what's the frame rate? That'll be the quickest answer. Does the game look like it's running at 60 FPS on stream? If it does, then we're on DX11. No, we're on Vulcan, sorry. If we're not, we're on DX11. Because for some reason, this and NTE on DX11, fine for me. But for stream, it's 30 FPS. Do you know what I mean? But Vulcan, it's I get little stutters, but on stream it's 60 FPS. I'm guessing we're probably on Vulcan because I was getting those stutters. Yeah, frame gen can be funky sometimes, can't it?
This meeting room was where we announced the birth of Sheer Knight.
Not screen tear, FPS. Does it look like it's at 60 FPS? Well, that means I was around right.
You weren't at the science station. You were taking care of something else. But we notified you of the news at the first opportunity. You also congratulated us.
We finally made our first Sheer Knight. The crucial step has been taken. Plenty of ideas can finally be achieved.
Yeah, John said she wanted to build a Sheer Knight city. Look, what do you think of our first break?
That would take many more bricks.
We'll make them. This Sheer Knight just opened up opportunities for us. Oh, this city of yours? It's got hot pot, fried skewers, burgers, malts, and ice cream, right?
Yeah, I'm loving it so far, not Momo.
It does.
Music's beautiful as well.
You're already making a wish list. Don't spoil her, Zhuang. Good health is what you really need to do solid scientific work. Uncle Zheng feels the same too. So don't forget to set aside a place for exercising, okay?
Okay. There'll be a plaza. Yes. And it's a really big one.
Well, there's so much what's
Can't
around
believe
fitness.
it. No one mentioned what really matters. Schools. Make sure you have one. The success of Project Sheer Knight has created a new science. More Tianxia will continue our research.
Of course, my mentor. It's at the most important location of the city.
It's all there. Everything is now in Wuling. Time to leave.
Game girl. Hold up, let me double check. I'm just curious. Let's bring this stream up. Let's bring this stream up and have a little look-see chat, shall we? Have a little look-see. Just tell straight away. Looking like the... Shut up, pigs. Yeah, I think it's 60 FPS, right? Get a bit of combat. Yeah, it's 60 FPS. Just double check with a bit of combat. I've gone past the combat. It is, yeah. Where was the combat? Oh, was it before though? I think we're good. It looks alright to me. Bro, why am I tripping? Why can't I find this combat? Is it further? Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's 60 FPS. Yeah, alright, cool. Cool. I was just curious. I forget because I have to switch. Because like when I'm off stream, I play on DX11. When I'm on stream, I play on Vulcan. Too much yap. Where's the game, man? Where's the game? Maybe the real comment was the friends you made along the way. I'm really enjoying this song. Hypergryph cooking. Oh shit. We got an enemy with our first unit. Overbully him. Don't need that SP. I thought I was going to kind of hate her combat because I was worried about it being too floaty, but I don't think it is. Love Zhuang, yeah, me too. Why is there so much story in my factory game? Right?
Multiple buildings at the science station were destroyed. This is the only monitoring station left. When the SAR team arrived, they were positive about finding survivors. But the tragedy only revealed itself when they delved downwards. They learned that fortune had never paid a visit.
Oh, wow, this music. There's no one here. I don't think there'll be any survivors.
Endman, the path to the monitoring station is upstairs. We must don proper blight protection to enter the monitoring station and get through 3 authentication doors.
Find a way to exit the scroll.
Lindman. I can send you up there with Shiranite.
Oh, Swick. Swick. Swick even? That was so sick, it was Swick. That's Swick, that is. Use Avi as your sub DPS for your rank team. Yeah, I was using it for a while actually. I'm just running a rank like a Arknight and 12F. Oh my days. Hold up, so I just need to listen to this. What have Hypergryph been cooking up again? Now this definitely feels like we're starting to get towards the Arknights level of stuff here. Ooh. They got like sort of like an electric, electric static thing going through there as well, yeah. That's in the music, right? Or was that on in the stage somewhere? Zhuang just chilling over there. What a banger. Truly ideal. Okay, so the more and more I play this game now, the more confident I am getting that they are going to provide us with some awesome moments, some awesome set pieces, some great storytelling, and some magnificent music as well. You know? Honestly, like I said, I wasn't one of the people saying I'm expecting Arknights in patch 1, right? But I also did admit at certain worries that we weren't going to get there, and obviously we've got lots of patches to get anywhere near. But 1.1 sent us in the right direction, but damn, 1.2 is killing it for me here. Like, this is some quality H2O. This is. I feel like some people were expecting the same variety of designs and OSTs in Enfield as a launch. Yeah, definitely agree. As year 7 of AK. Welcome to the stream as well. Track name is Just So. It's fucking beautiful, Gavin. Welcome to the stream as well. This is stunning. I'm starting to see why some of the people who the Wyrwick content creators are like 1.2's the best story they've seen in Gacha. And it's the best patch. Which obviously, you know, it's unfair to compare it to Arknights, how deep it is in, and things like Limbus as well. But I can understand why they're saying that. Oh, this OST is so fucking good. How could people still be hating on this game? Really? Like, yeah, fuck it. If you don't like the game, whatever. You don't like the gacha, whatever. But if you're like a fan of something like Wuru and Genshin, how can you be hating on this patch, man? I don't understand it. Each to their own, I get it right. Honestly, each to their own. I think as well, one thing, you know, with Enfield, I think I do like doing the patch not right on launch day as well, because it is enjoyable to hang out with people in the stream as well while I'm going, because I love that part of streaming, right? And obviously a lot of people on day one want to be playing it themselves and don't want to be spoiled and stuff. Are you crying?
It was the time when I just learned that all
shit.
my seniors and peers had died in the accident.
That's why it meant so much to her
happened so quickly.
to get Wuling up and running and protect it,
They
yeah.
were filled with hope and ambition mere moments ago. Every face was once so vivid and alive. All of them were gone. Never to be seen again.
Why?
Oh, poor Zhuang.
I can't waste my time. Tears.
It's all right. Just let it all out.
I've got no time. There's too much to do.
You have today and tomorrow. You have plenty of time.
How? I'm the only one left.
And what you give to be able to go back to like you in the past on certain things, right? And say, look, Mush, it's gonna be alright.
Fear not.
Lock in.
Others will be joining your side. You will not be alone.
What should I do? Somebody, please. What should I do?
You've done well. Things were hard at the beginning, but you persevered.
Holy shit, these music choices.
I must be strong. No matter what happens, I must keep going.
Apologies. It's embarrassing that you had to see me in such a mess.
Shit, bro. Man, the fucking mute, you can tell like they care so much about music rights. Because the choices are not only the perfect timing, but the piece is absolutely stunning. Like cinema. I know we say that a lot, but this is cinema. Are you alright?
I'm not feeling terrible. This was all in the past. What we saw was but a fragment of memories. A moment that had long passed us by. Let's go. Intimate.
I like Zhang Fangyi even more now. I like Zhang Fangyi even more now.
Do we just leave her in this place?
It's all right.
Try walking backwards. What do you mean?
Pain is destined to be left in the past. There's no need to turn back.
Oh,
I've
shit.
decided to move along, carrying their unfulfilled
What, on the
dreams.
stairs? I can't even move back. I can only go forward. You would say if MC is with any op, it's a date. Yeah, this isn't a date at all for me. Like, the fact that we can only move forward here is obviously like, again, this kind of goes back to like what we did in Kanto 3 yesterday, in Limbus, man. Like we're confronting trauma here, right, and pushing on. I'm guessing that's obviously a symbolic choice they're making there of like, you can only go forward. That's the only choice we're allowing you to do, right? Man, the music as well. Fuck, this was well done. Time to move forward, kind of symbolic. It means you can only move forward, yeah. Yeah. What a quest. What a quest. Man, like, don't get me wrong, like, up to Neferif was, like, awesome, right? Because, you know, we were, like, it was so epic. Like, they did such a good job of making the city attack feel so, like, you know, cinematic and massive and you know, full-scale invasion almost. And, but, like, this hits in a totally different way, right? This is...
The energy ahead is getting stronger. Getting closer.
This is deeper, like, isn't it? It feels like Hypergryph flexing a little bit here. Oh, horrifying moment.
More Angloid are coming up. They're yours. Keep your distance. But don't stray too far either. This shield can counter the ether energy up ahead.
Holy shit, this is awesome. Sense of scale as well. Done a good job of that, yeah. Done a good job with the sense of scale. I like the way they've emphasised the music as well. They've like brought down all the audio, yeah. Oh, we can get her to nuke as well, can we? I didn't even notice that. I was too locked into what I was doing. Oh shit. Okay, that's kind of sick. Ian can't read, chat. Ian can't read. I'm debuffed. Bear with me. I'm debuffed. I was too immersed, man. Cut me some slack. Cool, we can use a nuke as well, yeah, it's not, there is. I bring in her ability and kind of like how he was in the Neferif fight, yeah, like, you know, really to exemplify what a beast she is. Can't help myself here, man, I'm just kind of locked into the immersiveness of this. It's like, fuck the combat, I kind of just want to watch this shit. I like how he's giving us the ability to skill spam, right? Kind of cool. Makes, you know, I guess the moment feel all that sort of more cinematic to a degree. Sorry, Bucko. Finish you off with that. Bit of overkill, but you know. You know what I like about this? This is almost like... Remember Jinx's moment in 1.1? But like, in gameplay there, they're pushing forward. Sort of reminiscent a little bit. Because I did really like 1.1 in WoW. Doing a Goku moment. I'm with you, Gohan. Oh, me! I love how they use her Originium powers in some of the cutscenes. You know, when we've seen her like create fucking like spears and stuff and that. It's really cool to see, man. Ooh, that was great, the way they cut that away then.
Endman.
Boys. Boys. What a fucking patch. Shit, I can't believe it took me this long to actually get round to finishing off this fucking patch, man. What the fuck? And people are out here doom posting this game, man. Retards. Sorry. Personal opinions. You have persevered, sorry, for 10 years. You never gave up after all these years.
Knowing that while I slept, many continued to forge on and stayed true to the path. Though I woke without any memories. Seeing you and everyone who persisted.
Right, yeah, they do some really cool stuff with their powers, don't they? I like the way she did that then, like Silver Surfer, not Silver Surfer, like fucking,
Endman.
fucking,
yes.
What's he? Like Iceman type,
Fear that those who once walked with me will end up leaving. Tianshi Zhuang, tell me, will you leave me?
I promise you.
Rock cancer.
I won't leave that easily.
Smiles are so goofy, bro. I love it.
The rift has stabilized. The light of the Marker Stone Flats should be back on.
Plenty of room down here for storage.
Together.
Holy fuck, boys. I'm shooketh. I'm shooketh. Hypergryph are fucking cooking, aren't they? Oh, I'm excited, man. This makes me more excited for the future of this game. That's why I say I don't want to treat it like how I treated Wua and burn myself out by just grinding out content straight away. Love it. I love these two. Because, like, I like this game too much to let that happen. Because gacha can burn you out, right? The inevitability of the repeated cycle, and the logins and stuff, and
I imagine
patches
you are
and
exhausted. Shall I see you back so you can rest?
Can't wait for 1.3. Yeah, it's okay. I'm not tired at all.
Then, shall we walk a little more together?
Yeah, I don't see this as a date, personally. I suppose where people come to those sort of things is when they see characters blush and stuff. But for me, like, it just seems like a friendship built on respect and mutual admiration. And it's clear that she's kind of quite nervous around people in general anyway, right? Zhuangyi's from when she met her co-workers and stuff. It's like how people did it with the Rossi thing. Like, for me, it was like, I don't get that from that at all. Right? That was like, you know, a kid looking up to, like, almost like a mentor position. Somebody that they're like, oh my god, it's them. You know? There is an indirect kiss, is there? Yeah, it doesn't feel like a date to me. Maybe I'm misreading it, you know what I mean? What is this?
Bamboo.
Again, no, that is a subjective thing. And I'm not saying they probably aren't playing around with it.
Station team back then.
Leading up the garden path, if you will.
Since my seniors are no longer around, I don't know who to share this with.
We're gonna get smashed together.
And so, I never opened it. But now, you're here. An old friend coming to visit.
Let's do it, let's get blasted.
The moment calls for a drink.
If it's a date, we'll get drunk and scissor in the bush. You just neck it off. Fucking lightweight.
To save resources, we fermented leftovers and scraps from the agro lab. Taste wasn't on the agenda. But this is a flavor I'm quite fond
You
of.
talk like a true Aussie. Ban him. Ban him. Ban him. I've got no mods to ban him, but ban him.
Truly, the flavors from the past.
I guess I'll have another shot. Yeah, man. Fucking let's go. Necky. Do you know what they need now? They need a little montage of them both stumbling on and spewing up in someone's garden. Chased by the police.
Taste anything peculiar?
Starts off bitter and slowly gives away to sweetness.
That's right. Flavors
That makes sense.
of the past.
From the bitterness to the sweetness of what is now.
Truly flies. I barely realized a whole decade in Wuling has slipped by.
Are you willing to do events for the pool if they take ages to do? When it comes to events, for me, I don't... Like, if the event's shit, then obviously I want pulls out of it, right? And it depends. Depends on the quality of the event. Like, I am in the camp, right? I would rather gacha games give me other ways to get pulls than putting at the end of an event, because I think it puts more onus on the company to make the event good. Because, like, I think in gacha games that can get away with putting out garbage events, but like being like, yo, you get a bunch of pulls at the end of it, because people will suck it up then and go, well, at least I got some pulls. You know what I mean? So like, I like to see games actually try not to rely on pulls as a way for as a way to prop a poor event up. You know what I mean? Why is Fangi so beautiful? She is, isn't she? Will you stay at Wuling?
Endman. Wuling has become a part of me. No matter what the future holds, even if fate forces me to leave, my path will always lead me back here. But rest assured, Wuling and I will always be with you. We are united by the same cause. It would be my great honor to walk the same path with you, Endman.
Yeah, we are getting smash, yeah. And what a quest. What a quest. That was actually brilliant. 1.2 has been amazing, I must admit. It's been amazing.
Only by walking upon the land can we truly appreciate every
awesome,
breath and pulse of
like,
life. And this is what Enfield is.
I think an awesome use of Neferif. Great build up, great like set piece. You know, they really did a good job, like, you know, with the zipline scene to bring you over the city when it was getting invaded. Like, it really gave a sense of scale, which I think a lot of games struggle with, right? They genuinely struggle with, like, you know, in a lot of games, they'll be like, oh, the city's under attack, and then, like, the fight tends to take place in a street, and it's like, oh, there was 12 guys. That really felt like we were getting invaded. But they did a really good job with making it feel like, shit, the city's getting battered here, right? And then the platforms, and then into the fights, and then into the final fight, which was a great boss fight, a really cool boss fight from a set piece point of view as well, and actually a decently enjoyable fight as well. Not the best boss fight I've ever had in terms of like mechanics and stuff, but good, cinematic as fuck, right? Like cinematic as fuck. And then into that sort of like post-conflict, let's seal everything off kind of thing and finish it with the hark back to her past as well. Was just a nice tying of the bow to finish off 1.2. Music as well. My days, man. Like, the music was amazing. Like, OST wise for me, like Hypergryph up there with their peak, right? You know, like, now I know we've got amazing EPs from Arknights, and we've got some insane stage music, but like, this felt like Hypergryph, right? This felt like Hypergryph. Yeah, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed it. Not even the fight itself. Wuling itself really feels like a city, not like most games where you got like 5 buildings and they're called that a city. I agree, yeah. I think the benefit of having a semi-open world game allows that, right? Because Wuling itself becomes the entire area for this sort of biome instance, if you will. Even though I know it's like you can traverse through all of these, you know what I mean? And I think that's going to allow for potential really, even though Wuling's amazing cityscapes going forward. Because the problem when you have an open world game and a town sits, or a city sits within this open world, it usually becomes scaled down just out of pure resources, right? It's why I said this before, and you sort of got it with Hunami in Wuat, but you never got to explore it, was that I'm totally cool with open world games having cities be instances within the world. So you get to the city and you have to then like go into the instance almost, because that way then you can have a much more upscaled city, can't you? Don't get me wrong, it's cool to come in and out of the city and it feel like it's all interconnected, but a lot of games lose something, don't they? Like we were lost it, like Huanglong at the start didn't feel like a real settlement. Raguna much more so, but still felt very, very small. Still, I actually really did like Raguna. Actually, the way the houses were set up as well felt like where somebody would live. But yet, Wuling, they've done an amazing job of it. Actually feels like a proper settlement. And I think that's down to the fact that how they've gone about having the game not be truly open world. I think it allows for a little bit more a little bit more building out, because like it's got much more of a sense of scale, hasn't it, Wuling, compared to most gacha games towns. I think that's down to the actual game design. Hypergryph, after making 2 ads of their music, how about some ultra kill reaction before the end of the stream? Yo, Reldon, what's up, dude? Welcome to the stream. Hold up, Elsie wants out. But yeah, 1.2, brilliant. We're seeing a direction here, aren't we? We're seeing a definite uptrending direction in quality, production value, pacing, writing, storytelling, music. Killed it. What do you want, Missy? Come on.
Something's off. The results don't match the expected model.
Yes. Issue with a truly open world is feeling, yeah, I've well, I've had these conversations before, and yeah, they didn't go down very well with people. People didn't like my takes on the pitfalls of open world game design and utility sometimes being used to fill that void, or also being a part of creating that void. But yeah, I think that's a conversation that we don't need to necessarily go over.
We usually bottle them to give light.
We're at this point as a bunch of disconnected regions, and I don't know why it keeps getting treated as a true open world. And yeah, I suppose, yeah, technically, yeah, you're kind of right, really, because they are disconnected now, aren't they, to a degree? I don't see, you could argue, like, you know, you can truly walk from one end to another in a sense, but I don't see it as a negative either. I think some people see it as like, oh, it's an open world, it sucks then. You know what I mean? Because like you see some people, because some people are stupid, right? But so this is planned most of it. So those that think this is a date, she pretty much friend zones you and calls you an old friend at the end. Yeah, I didn't get date vibes. I just got like somebody who's quite shy, quite awkward, showing a bit of like fragility around an old acquaintance that they respect and admire, and it goes both ways, right? For both of them. Yeah, I did a little bit of a Hanami, yeah. Like that's what I was saying. I was just saying that actually, like, Hanami was kind of what I wanted Wiba to play around with in terms of having an instanced environment so they could go all out, but they didn't, did they? It was window dressing. Still want them to explore the combat further though, especially with inflictions and reactions. Can really make several unusual characters work together. If I'm sure we'll get that sort of stuff. Like, I think we'll get modes as well. Like I said, this is something that could do done with etch space and that, but like, you know, having modes where they have modifiers within them. Who knows? Maybe that becomes a part of CC and stuff as well, right? Where they have modifiers within them that allow for just insane team comps and synergy. because the modifier overrides the kit synergy. So it's like, you know, you could just use whatever. Think of all the characters that just don't go well together, but they go well together because they do insane, unique things that they didn't do prior to that. Like, I mean, he's pretty much the one of the only colleagues left after losing them all in the disaster. And I mean, it's more important to his story than Cheese Sag. Yeah, I heard what happened with the whole cheese thing. It's I think that's a thing that apparently they're getting better at, and I haven't played for a while, right? Apparently people have said they're getting better at that, but that's been one of WoW's main issues. And who knows, maybe this game suffers from it as well, right? Of like characters sometimes not getting the respect they deserve because they're not the hot stuff of the month, right? You know, new patches in, they don't matter anymore. The new shiny toy matters now. And that's what we was talking about yesterday with Limbo's company, right? By going down an alter route and not expanding the roster, it like allows for true character development, doesn't it? And then not to be thrown away constantly, you know. 9 Union, it says patch and then fucks out. They're still doing that. Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it? It's a shame. It's like somebody made a really good statement, and I was like, I hope it's kind of true, because, you know, obviously, I'd love to see, like, a Lappy Alter Reconvener, if it made sense. And they were like, what about them being an alpha? And like, we could then, like, go back to Wolfguard stuff and Rossi stuff and have them come back in and be connected within that story, and that'd be fucking cool, that would. Like, I'd just love to see them three all on screen at the same time, just talking Italian to each other. And obviously, having Lappy in the game as well, I'd just be like, swipe, you know? Don't tell Rosie I said that, though. Still need to get these leveled up as well. Get myself up to 12, man. Lacking. Time to run. Right? Although two characters sharing cheap liquor on a roof was about the most realistic thing so far. Right? Right? What was it? Filoni for our Valley 4 stuff, yeah. Where's the other one? Dark Mix, come on. And this says true friendship more than sharing cheap booze after risking your life, right? I wanted a little montage of them both being smashed at the end. You know, insulting people in the street, spewing up in Japan's fucking flower beds outside his restaurant, and then stumbling into Fangi's office at the end. As of now, learning the intricacies of combat isn't really needed because we don't really have a game mode anyway that forces us to dive deeper into the combat. Yeah, I think really at the minute, like with some of the trim metal stuff, it just requires you to be efficient with the stuff that's already there. But I think hopefully, obviously, CC's not going to be CC in Arknights, right? But maybe that's the mode that does it. Right, like some of these modifiers really implement a deeper.
Where should we go next?
Not understanding so much, but add like layers that change the systems, so it becomes deeper, but like not in terms of the characters that we have now, because obviously there's only so much depth. It's like it's how they synergize, right, and then having like modifiers and intricate systems then that can create new possibilities, right? So this allows like a bunch of stuff to be played around with, maybe. Team Rocky. Yeah, man, that was brutal. That was in Limber's company yesterday. It was brutal. I enjoyed it though. I'm really starting to enjoy the combat in that game as well. A new way to check the status of your videos. What the fuck's this? Have a look at that after. Time is it 7 o'clock? I might call it there for today, lads. I do want to play more, but I ain't really spent much time in Rosie the last couple of days, and I've been up late, like the last few nights as well. And considering a fucking burst of blood vessel in my eye, maybe that's me telling me like maybe I need less screen time. So have you guys seen it? Looking worse, actually. I think it's looking worse. It's because the blood's spreading out, right? But yeah, I think I might call it there, guys. I think tomorrow. Fuck, I'm kind of torn now, because like I really want to do more Limbus, but I really want to do more of this. Maybe if you have an early night tonight, we play Limbus tomorrow. We start around 11 tomorrow. We get really into Canto 4. We finish, and then we come back for a few hours of Enfield. Do you know what I mean? We come back for a few hours of Enfield, hitting 50s rest well. Yeah, according to Tech, that on 45, so, you know. But yeah. I think that's the plan maybe tomorrow then. We start around 11, 15 till 5, get like a good 5 or 6 hours of Limbus in, and then have a break, come back, and we play some Enfield. It's Friday. It's Babel, baby. It's Babel, baby, on Friday. And I think my sister's coming around Friday night as well, so obviously that means I'll only be able to do a daytime stream. So we can begin Canto 4, right? Canto 4. We saw satisfying just barely trimming the boss medals even with that. Probably better to let it be, yeah. There's a reason why I still set my character max level 83 without proper essence artificia. Yeah, I haven't even trimmed all the medals, man. I've done a good portion of them, so I've got a couple left to do. I think the new boss, the last Angloid boss, that might be. I think I've trimmed the others. Maybe the other Angloid as well. Maybe I haven't trimmed that one as well. I can't remember. But yeah. First interval with Limbus. Oh shit. Do I have to do that before Canto 4? I'm down. I just don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Yeah, let me know in Discord. Let me know on Discord, just so I can title the stream right. That's all. Just so I'm making sure I'm titling the stream right and I ain't doing something completely different. Alright, guys. Appreciate ya. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much for hanging out today as well. Guys, if you haven't checked out my video that I uploaded it earlier, you know, even if you watch the stream, like, you know, you're interested, go give it a like, drop a comment. It's very much appreciated, should I say. And I'll probably be in Discord for the next half hour or something, maybe. But yeah, guys, appreciate ya. Catch you all later. Get off.